Welcome in, Shadowcat Nation, here at Veterans Field. Sherman takes on Brazos Valley. Last time the Shadowcats squared off with the Bombers, they dropped 2 in a row, both at home. Since then, Brazos Valley, a small losing streak. They've lost their last 3. Meanwhile, Sherman splits a series out in Baton Rouge. Hey everybody, welcome to the Rusco Welding pregame show. I'm Will Clifford. I'll take you the distance today. Brazos Valley comes in 11-5 on the second half of the season. Meanwhile, Sherman in last place in the second half standings, 5-13. Sherman's second half has been defined by an 8-game losing streak, 4 of which were dropped to Brazos Valley in a home-and-home set. Thanks for joining us. You're listening to the Rusco Welding pregame show, and as a reminder, you can listen to all the Sherman Shadowcat home games and some select away games on our Mixlr and YouTube channel. We'll get into our Abel Alleman Coaches Report for today, our Abel Alleman pitching matchup. The Shadowcats bring out Tyler Carnes as Josh Rajanov here with me. Josh, what can we expect from Tyler today? Tyler today, we can expect a solid performance. His last home appearance for the Shadowcats was in the first half of the season. Since then, he's put up a solid second half, a 7.82 ERA and a whip of 186. 0 for 3 on the year, only 1 bomb given up through 25 1/3 innings of work. He's struck out 32 and walked 20. Sherman will rely on the southpaw today as they try to work through Brazos Valley's daunting lineup full of lots of D1 talent. On the flip side of things, Brazos Valley brings out Hogan Shelby, the righty senior, sporting a 7.2 ERA and a whip of 2. The 6'3 starter is 1-0 on the year. He's only given up a bomb. He struck out 6, walked 1 through just 5 innings of work. Brazos will lean on him as they try to pick up their 5th win in a row versus the Shadowcats, as well as stopping their 3-game losing skid. Before we get deeper into this matchup, let's flash back to the last set for the Shadowcats, a 2-game series at Baton Rouge. Sherman came in back on the 18th, and they were calling early. A tie ball game going into the 9th. Sherman would keep them off the board in the bottom half of the inning, meaning free baseball knotted at 4. Sherman would go to the big guns. Zach Felstad, an RBI double, put the Cats on top. Cole Carnes, a sac fly. The sac fly is underrated. Sherman jumps up 6-4, and then it's Nunez, the closer, finishing things out. He gets the win on the day. Sherman takes the first game of 2, 6-4. The game after, not as clean. The Shadowcats open up with a 4-run third inning, but Baton Rouge would claw right back. A back-and-forth game, flipping back all the way until Sherman takes the lead 7-6. And the top of the 9th, Sherman would once again call on Edwin Nunez, but only facing 1 batter, a wild pitch. Baton Rouge would score 2 in the inning and take the win. 8-7, Baton Rouge wins your final. So Sherman comes back to Veterans Field after the 1-1 split in Louisiana, and today our very own Josh Rajanov spoke with Shadowcat manager Barry Manuel on how the Cats can stave off elimination once more.
And welcome back here on the Rusco Welding pregame show. Josh Rajanov, and it's time for the Abel Alleman Roofing Coaches Report. I'm joined by Shadowcats manager Barry Manuel ahead of today's game. Coach, thank you so much for joining as always.
Thank you, Josh. Always good.
And final home series of the year. What's your excitement level going into these last 2 games at Veterans Field, and what show are you hoping to put on for the fans?
Well, what I'm hoping is going to come out of this is that we play tonight, take it 1 game at a time. We got 6 games left. What I hope is it's going to happen like this. Either we're going to get into the playoffs or we're going to cause somebody not to be in the playoffs. That's my goal right now. win some games, either cause some confusion, we get in it, or cause some confusion, we get somebody out of it.
Well, Coach, you're one loss away from being eliminated.
Yes.
So a loss tonight makes that, much more challenging, obviously.
I agree.
So obviously you don't want to look too far ahead, but it starts tonight. Is that the message where it's like every game is do or die going into the final 6 games of the year?
I view it like this. I told him the other day. Every game is the first game of the year. You have no at-bats. You hadn't been on the mound yet. You hadn't thrown a ball. You hadn't hit a ball. You hadn't fielded a ground ball. Start from scratch and let's see what happens. Our record is 0-0, and let's do what we're capable of doing and see what happens.
So in sports, you hear, not to call it a cliche, but you do hear these cliches. Got to take it one game at a time. Every day is a new day. How do you take those cliches and turn them into reality?
Well, it's hard in a sense. What I say is like this: you take that one day at a time, and it starts on the field with a positive attitude, and you just take off and do what you're capable of doing. And we talked earlier a little bit. It's going to be our pitching, which has been really good, but the cliche of one day at a time, it's actually true. You got it one day at a time and see what's going to roll out everybody on the field and see what's going to come forth.
And you mentioned it starts with starting pitching for the Shadowcats. Again, you're 3-18 when your starters don't go 4+, 9-9 whenever they do. So how important is it for Tyler Carnes today to be able to go 4+ innings, a guy who's been going 5 innings consistently in his past 3 starts? How important is it for him to eat up innings and have a good start today?
Well, I always tell him, like, Tyler needs to get in there. He's going to give us 5, come out either up or down by just a couple here and there and give our offense a chance, because our offense has been hungry. We've been scoring runs. But if he can give us, be up or down by a couple of runs and get to 5 innings and give the ball over to somebody else like he has done, and just come out there and keep it close, and just like we did this past week, in Baton Rouge, we go into the 8th and 9th, we tied up, and one we won, one we lost, and let's see what happens.
You mentioned it. The offense has been playing well. Talking with Shadowcats manager Barry Manuel ahead of today's game, offense has been playing well, and last time you faced these Brazos Valley Bombers at home, a game that saw 32 runs and a 17-15 loss. What was going through your mind during that game, and how can you turn that 15-run loss into a win?
Well, after that loss, I'll tell you, I always tell the guys after something like that, chew it up, spit it out, throw it in the trash can, start off fresh again the next day. But yeah, it was a rough game, but I think it's a new day. I think it's we come out and do what we're capable of, and not worry about what has happened before. Just go out there and do what each man's capable of. Try to pass the bat to the next guy and pass the ball to the next guy, but have a clean slate, and let the ball fall where it's going to fall.
And kind of been the leader of the offense, Zach Felsad has had an incredible season for you guys. So 6 games left. To recap it, what has he meant to this second half roster? We mentioned it before. He was kind of the replacement to Austin Haley, another D1 level guy who can be a leader on this team. What has he meant to this team, both on the field and also in the dugout as a leader?
Well, like you said, Zach has been really remarkable. He's come out, and every time he comes up to the bat with guys on base, usually something's good's coming out. He's going to get a base hit. Precisely what I said this weekend. He was playing with a guy second, third, and we thought about bunting the guy in. I said, Zach, I want you to swing away the first pitch. First strike you get, swing. And if we miss it, we'll go bunting. I said, you're going to do your job. And he ended up getting a base hit. We scored 2 runs on that play. But Zach has been both solid on the field as a defensive guy and with the bat. And then he's a quiet guy, but he's a quiet leader, let me say it like that. And he carries himself in a professional way all the time.
Yeah, he's definitely a quiet leader, a lead by example type of guy, and
yes.
He's also very humble too. We've had some
Very
conversations with him,
Yeah.
and it was funny. We were talking about during his last home stretch, whenever he hit the home run, we were talking about how he said himself he doesn't consider himself a good athlete. Coach, would you consider him a good athlete?
Very much a good athlete. And I was getting ready to say he never gives himself credit. It's always, no, I didn't do it. Or vice versa, it didn't go well. If he would give himself enough credit, and he does. He's an exceptional athlete, exceptional baseball player, and he's got the right mindset because he lets things roll off if he owes for whatever or he makes an error, he just lets it roll off his back and let's go again. And that's why a lot of guys need to watch him play, and that's how it should be. Where you don't get up, you don't get down, you kind of ride that wave a little bit.
And Zach, the leader of this offense who tries to will his team to a win. Coach, what's it going to take ultimately to keep the season, in a sense, alive with a win today?
I just think confidence, believing in ourselves, and let us get out there and do what each one's capable of. To a few walks, maybe one error, and get 5 innings out of the starting pitcher, and I think we're going to be fine.
Well, the Shadowcats try to do that today, taking on the Brazos Valley Bombers. Coach, thanks so much for joining the show.
Thanks, Josh. Go Cats.
That's Shadowcats manager Barry Manuel ahead of today's game with the Brazos Valley Bombers. Coming up, lineups and first pitch. Stick around on the Resco Welding pregame show. And it's almost time for those lineups and first pitch as the Sherman Shadowcats getting set to take on the Brazos Valley Bombers. Two teams that haven't really been too fond of each other as of late, so might get a little testy here as the Shadowcats and Bombers getting set to get going. And the Shadowcats about ready to take the field as we're almost ready to introduce the starting lineups. And Will, before we do that, just feels like the Shadowcats, again, they're on the brink of elimination. A loss today means they are officially out of the playoffs, and albeit already a really tough road ahead to make the playoffs, you basically have to win out and hope that a team ahead of you loses out pretty much.
Josh, they're facing an uphill fight. Their offense has been wishy-washy to go along with the wishy-washy pitching staff. We talked a lot about
wishy-washy usually isn't a good success to win.
No,
I would say so.
No, it is not. and thus, they have only won 4 games on the road all season, and thus they had an 8-game losing streak that has defined the second half of the year. Josh, their pitching staff actually is in the top of the TCL in WHIP, but their ERA is near the bottom, a fascinating split stats-wise. And it's not that they're allowing the long ball to the same echelon as other teams. The issue just being they're allowing walks, and then they're allowing teams to switch places on the base paths. A guy works his way to second, and then they give up a double, and they flip. And that's a recipe that Brazos Valley is going to be cooking up tonight as they continue to cook the Shadowcats as they have all season long.
And manager Barry Manuel ahead of today's game said it's going to take very little errors. He said 1 or less to get the win. Shadowcats try to be clean today.
Shadowcats trying to be clean today indeed, Josh. And it's a level of focus that Sherman sometimes misses. Show up sometimes, don't show up another.
And the Shadowcats trying to be clean. And as the Shadowcats try to get the win, we introduce today's starting lineup here with Adam Sonero, our in-house PA announcement.
Playing shortstop, number 15, Tiger Donato. Batting third, playing third base, number 18, TJ Pompey. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 7, Gage Cuyers. Batting fifth, tonight's designated hitter for the Bombers, number 13, Brady Sullivan. Batting sixth, playing catcher, number 9, Tyson Brooks. Batting seventh, playing second base, number 29, Blaine Lucas. Batting eighth, playing left field, number 26, Jax Marshall. Batting ninth, playing right field, number 8, Eddie Castillo. And starting on the mound pitching tonight for the Bombers, number 14, Hogan Shelby. The Bombers are led by head coach Ryan Targich. And now, for your starting lineup for your Sherman Shadowcats. Tonight's lineup is brought to you by Jake Shockley, State Farm. Playing center field, batting first, number 11, Baba Moya. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 16, Zach Filsack. Batting third, playing left field, number 4, John Langahitty. Batting fourth, playing right field, number 38, Tyler Sessions. Batting fifth, playing catcher, number 17, Cole Carnes. Batting sixth, playing first base, number 25, Ryan Sessions. Batting seventh, playing second base, number 19, Jared Halter. Batting eighth, tonight's designated hitter for the Shadowcats, number 6, Ricky Riquejo. And batting ninth, playing third base, number 27, Spencer Bass. And starting on the mound, pitching tonight, number 2, Tyler Carnes. The Shadowcats are led by head coach Barry Manuel. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise if you're able to and remove your hat as we honor America with the singing of the national anthem. Tonight's national anthem will be performed by 14-year-old Gabriel Derrick from Van Alstyne, who will be a sophomore this fall. Please give a warm Shadowcats welcome to Gabriel as he performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Gabriel Derrick. Let's hear it for Gabriel. Thank you, Gabriel. And now, folks, it's time for our ceremonial first pitch. If I could direct your attention to tonight's pitching mound. Tonight's guest is
And after a beautiful anthem, the Shadowcats take the field as it is time for Shadowcat baseball. On the brink of elimination, the Sherman Shadowcats needing to keep on winning to keep their playoff, very slim, I should say, playoff hopes alive. It starts today with a game versus the Brazos Valley Bombers, the team in first place in the second half of the TCL. Tough task ahead for the Shadowcats. Here if they can get it done, right here in the Jay Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network and watching on TCL TV. Alongside Will Clifford, I'm Josh Rajnov. It's time for our Vanguard GMC starting lineups as the Brazos Valley Bombers first place in the second half. They would probably just need 2 or 3 more wins and maybe a couple of losses among teams in the TCL to clinch a spot in the playoffs, and they've been hotter than any team in the TCL. Manager Ryan Targash sends out a lineup that goes as such. Reese Lunford leads off he's the center fielder. Tiger Donato, the shortstop, bats second. TJ Pompey, the third baseman, bats third. Gage Cuyers, the first baseman in the cleanup spot. Brady Sullivan, the DH, bats fifth. Tyson Brooks bats sixth, the catcher. Blaine Lucas at second base bats seventh. Jax Marshall, the left fielder, bats eighth. And Eddie Castillo rounds out the lineup for Brazos Valley, playing right field. Manager Barry Manuel of the Sherman Shadowcats sends out a field that goes as such. John Lanknig, who's starting in the 3-hole today, he's in left. A guy who has moved up in the lineup and started the year as a PO, and now he's getting consistent time at the start of the lineup, too. So Langnig's in left. Bubba Moya in center field. Tyler Sessions in right field. Usually see him at left field if he's ever in the outfield, but getting the start at right today. Spencer Bass, the third baseman. Zach Felstead at short, pretty standard. Jarrett Halter, the second baseman. Ryan Sessions back at his custom first base spot. And Cole Carnes does the catching today for his brother Tyler Carnes on the bump. The left-handed 6-foot, 190-pound junior transferring to Ouachita Baptist University with his brother Cole behind the plate, making his 7th start on the year. He's 0-3 in 25 1/3 innings of work. That's third on the team. That is 5 behind the leader on the team, John Langnig. So Tyler Carnes hoping for a good start. So the Shadowcats can get a win. Again, the Shadowcats 9-9 when starters go 4+ innings. They're 3-18 when they don't. The lefty Tyler Carnes working from the wind, toes the rubber. Reese Lunsford steps up into the plate. The lefty takes at the bottom of the zone, just inside. And we're underway. 1-0 the count. Carnes coming home to Lunsford. Shadowcats in their cream white tops with Shadowcats underlined across the chest. 1-0. Runs inside and hits Lunsford. A hit by pitch on the first batter of the game, just the second pitch of the game. Shadowcats already behind the 8 ball in the free base war as Lunsford reaches first. That brings up Tyler Donato. Shadowcats in their cream jerseys with Shadowcats across the chest underlined in black. White pants, black stirrups, and black caps. Bombers in their baby blue jerseys with white bombers underlined across the chest. Navy blue lettering, gray pants, and baby blue socks. Carnes, the lefty, stares down Lunsford on first, throws home to Tyler Donato. That one a strike down the gut. 0-1 the count. Lunsford, the sophomore out of Blinn College, set to transfer to Tarleton State, gets his lead off of first. 0-1 to Donato. And the pitch. Breaking ball misses low and away, gets away from Carnes behind the plate, and allows Lunsford to move up to second. Hit by pitch, followed up by a wild pitch. Will has not been a great start to the start for Tyler Carnes.
Well, it's pretty quick to judge, Josh, but I do think that it's sloppy to start and to beat a
I don't
team
think
like
I'm judging. I think I'm being pretty objective there. A hit by pitch and a wild pitch is not a great start.
It's sloppy, but you got to play clean.
1-1. Hit back up the middle, past the reach of Felstad into center field, a base hit. Lunsford rounding third as Moya throws to the cutoff man, Felstad. Lunsford scores. It's an RBI single for Tiger Donato. And Bombers, they strike first. It's 1-0 in the top of the first inning. Still no one gone and a runner on first, and TJ Pompey at the plate.
Josh, would you believe me if I was about to say that'll come back to haunt them with the Brazos Valley lineup that can do damage? You give up a free base, and they've got bats that can punish, Josh, and they did so right there.
Brazos Valley, definitely not a team you want to give too many free bases to. First pitch to Pompey. And the right-hander takes low, 1-0 the count. A team that a couple of weeks ago the Shadowcats saw and gave up 17 runs to, and a 17-15 loss, an absolute wild slugfest of a game. 1-0 the count to Pompey. A long look from Carnes, comes home to the right-hander. Misses low and away. And a delayed steal from Donato, the throw to second. In time.
Trying to steal second.
Cole Carnes guns down Tiger Donato at second base. On a delayed steal, a pitch that was low and away. Carnes does a good job of keeping it in front of him. And then he caught it on the air, realized that Donato was going, as Donato probably thought that that ball was going to get past Carnes. Instead, he's gunned down at second for the first out of today's game. 2-0 to Pompey, misses away, and the count's 3-0. So bases now empty. Probably where you would want the bases to be for TJ Donato, the junior out of Arkansas. 3-0 the count and the pitch. Misses outside. 4-pitch walk offered to Pompey.
Maybe they'll try to catch him stealing too.
It's 2 free bases offered by Tyler Carnes. So the Shadowcats starting pitcher needing to get back into the zone. So Pompey off of first base. Career 35 stolen bases in 3 years at Arkansas. Had 18 this past year. First pitch to Gage Coulier is fouled straight back. So the count's 0-1. Pompey off of first started his college career at Texas Tech. Played 2 seasons there. In his freshman year, he played in 55 games. 0-1. Couliers takes away. But then in his second season at Texas Tech, for whatever reason, only played in 19 games. He did hit .350 and said, I'm going to go get more playing time elsewhere. And I guess he said, I'll choose Arkansas and try and get a bid there, one of the best D1 teams in the school. He's going pickoff over to first. Sessions just getting it to throw to second. Not in time, it gets into left field. But Pompey pops back up as Langhenig there to back it up decides to just stay put at second. So it's a stolen base for Pompey. Has 35 career ones in college, has his first in the TCL. Now Tyler Carnes usually solid with his pickoff move. He's picked off 1 this season, also has 4 assists that technically go down as caught stealings. 1-1. And the pitch. Big wave and a miss. Coulier swings through that fastball, and the count's 1-2.
And Josh, Tyler's last outing was at Victoria. That was back on July 14th, a week ago. He gave up 6 hits and 5 earned runs.
1-2 the count to Couliers. Carnes comes set. And the pitch. Called strike 3. Got Couliers looking at the bottom of the zone. There's 2 gone. And a runner on second base. Brady Sullivan comes up to try and extend this 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning.
Josh Couliers has struck out 41 times this year, and now 42. He's a strikeout or extra base hit player, but his strikeout rate is of the most in the TCL.
And adds 1 more to his total there. And first pitch to Brady Sullivan. The lefty takes on the outer half. Counts 0-1. Yeah, you were mentioning it, Tyler Carnes, who pitched a week ago, did go 5 innings, gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, but 7 strikeouts, just 2 walks. But Tyler has made now 3 starts in a row here that have all been on the road. His last home start was on June 28th. That was the last game of the first half. 0-1 slow chopper in front of home plate. It actually hits off of Sullivan. So the count's 0-2. So it's been a while since we've seen Tyler throw here at Veterans Field, and the third-year returner for the Shadowcats making his final start, the veteran for the Cats here at Veterans Field. After this season, assuming he doesn't get another year of eligibility at college, he'll be ineligible to come back to the Shadowcats. So making his last ever start here at Veterans Field. The 0-2 misses up and away. Counts 1-2. There's a lot of Shadowcat players who running out of eligibility, so this series will be their final 2 games for the Shadowcats. Ryan Sessions, who's playing first base today, as well as Cole Carnes behind the dish. All 3 guys have been here for 3 years. 1-2. Got him swinging. Slowed him up with a breaking ball. Sullivan goes down cutting and missing. 2 strikeouts for Tyler Carnes and limits the damage. In the top of the first inning, it's 1-0 Bombers. They get a run on a hit and strand 1. We go to the bottom of the first, 1-0 Bombers. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network and watching on TCL TV. Bottom of the first we go. Bombers got one in the top half, so the Shadowcats send out a lineup that goes as such to try and level this game. Bubba Moya leads off, plays center field. Zach Felstad in the 2 spot, playing short. John Langenig, as we mentioned, in the top of the first inning, moving up to the 3-hole today, playing left field. Tyler Sessions, the cleanup man, and he plays right field. Cole Carnes, the catcher, bats 5th. Brian Sessions, the first baseman, bats 6th. Jarrett Halter at second, bats 7th. In the 8-hole, Ricky Riccio, the DH. Spencer Bass rounds out the lineup, playing third base. Here in this bottom of the first inning, which is brought to you by the First Texoma National Bank Neighborhood Bank, that you can count on. Hogan Shelby toes the rubber for the Bombers.
Leading off, center fielder number 11, Bubba
The right-hander out of
Moya.
Long Beach State University. Trying to make it another win for the first place Brazos Valley Bombers. And make it 5 straight over the Shadowcats. First pitch, Moya takes on the outer half with an 88-mile-per-hour fastball, and the count's 0-1. Shelby works from the wind. The 0-1 pitch to the lefty, Moya misses away. So the count 1-1. Bubba Moya, the sophomore out of Alvin Community College, playing in his 18th game, hitting just .230 on the year. 1-1. This one lined into shallow center field. In comes Lunsford, and he plays it on a hop.
Down for a hit.
A leadoff single for Bubba Moya, as that was a sinking line drive. Only 75 miles per hour off the bat. And Moya reaches to start the bottom of the first. He represents the tying run. Zach Felstad trying to drive him home. The shortstop today out of UC Irvine, batting in the 2-hole. 1-0 Shadowcats trailing the Bombers already in the bottom of the first. Last time we were here at Veterans Field, it was a 17-12 loss for the Shadowcats. And as we mentioned earlier, last time the Bombers were here, they had a game where they won 17-15. First pitch to Felstad, blasted into left center field, but playable for Lunsford. He's over, makes the play. The center fielder grabs it. 1 pitch, 1 out. And a runner on first. 1-0 Bombers lead in the bottom of the first inning. Felstad just got under that one. So 1 gone. And the new 3-hole hitter for the Shadowcats, John Langhenig. Again, a guy who was a PO to start the year. First pitch. And that one misses away. The Shadowcats, last time they welcomed the Bombers, 2 very peculiar games. And of course, I know what I'm talking about because I am a broadcaster and do the studying. 1-0. That one cut on and missed. Counts 1-1. My broadcaster to the left over here, Will, doesn't think I know what I'm talking about. That's why I said one of those games in Brazos Valley was a 17-15 game. An absolute slugfest. Moya going on the 1-1. Pitch misses away. Throw to second. Not in time. Couldn't be corralled by the shortstop, Donato. So a stolen base for Moya, and the tying run reaches second in the bottom of the first. Just 1 gone, and now a chance for John Langhenig to drive home some runs. Of course, the other game in that series was a 3-1 loss that Will doesn't think I remember. 2-1. Chopper high on the ground towards short. Donato gets it on a candy hop, but he bobbles it and can't throw anywhere. An error on the shortstop, Donato. And that puts runners on first and second as Moya stays put at second. Langhenig on first, and not the guy you want to see coming up with multiple runners on, Tyler Sessions at the plate, who in just 17 games has 15 RBIs, a little less than an RBI per game. So Tyler Sessions, a big chance to try and level this game 1-0 in the bottom of the first. First pitch, Tyler takes up and away, so the count's 1-0. 2 on, 1 gone. Shadowcats threatening in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0. That one misses up and in, counts 2-0.
Josh, in the first half of the season, Paxton Samuelson was a consistent 2-way player for the Cats. We dubbed him Sherman Shohei. John Langhennig,
We might have a right-handed Sherman Shohei, at least right-handed hitting. 2-0. One misses up and away, counts 3-0.
Langhennig may not have the pop of Shohei, but he's reaching at a high clip in his limited appearances.
He does have a .375 slugging percentage, which, albeit not too high, but it's still not bad. 2 doubles on the year. 3-0 the pitch to Tyler, taking all the way, pitch down the gut. So the count's 3-1. So maybe we'll see Langhennig potentially piece one out, getting the start at the 3-hole today and reaches base via the error. 1 gone, 2 aboard, 3-1 to Tyler Sessions. 4 home runs on the year. 3-1 pitch. Big wave and a miss, sends the bat flying. That one goes right above the first base on deck circle.
Josh,
That one looking like Prime Rangers Josh Hamilton there.
and Moya also might have been going as well, but he slipped out at second, lost his footing as he was trying to get a large secondary lead. Now count runs full. Runners might be going to avoid that 2-ball.
3 balls, 2 strikes. See if they do go on this payoff pitch. As Shelby comes set. Long look at Moya, comes in with the payoff. High pop foul behind the third base dugout. We'll do it again.
And Josh, we don't talk about Josh Hamilton's home run derby performance enough. It was
I don't think anyone talks about that before.
oh,
And I think the odd part is that he lost that home run derby, but no one talks about.
No one talks about it. Do you know who won that derby?
Well, then we'll get to it in the 3-2. I'm blinking on it right now. Payoff pitch, up and away.
Ball 4 will send Sessions down to
So it's a
first
walk
base.
with runners on first and second to Tyler Sessions. Bases now juiced for Cole Carnes. Shadowcats threatening here in the bottom of the first inning, trailing 1-0. The tying run 90 feet away, go-ahead run on second, and Tyler Sessions on first. Cole Carnes at the plate. First pitch of the lefty. Takes away. So the count's 1-0. Bases loaded. Shadowcats with a golden opportunity in the first. Shelby works from the line with a runner on third, comes home. And Carnes takes away. Nowhere to put him. As the Shadowcats trying to drive home some runs. 22 RBIs on the year for Cole Carnes. Ducks full on the pond. 2-0, big wave and a foul tip off the end of the bat of Carnes. He barely nicked that ball, send it to the back of the backstop. 2-1 the count. Now Shelby back into the count. In 26 games, hitting .274. His second half has been a much better performance than the first half. His average has jumped about 100 points. 2-1. Carnes takes high. Counts 3-1 with the bases loaded. And one more ball would mean this game would be tied 1-1 in the bottom of the first inning. 3-1 the count. The pitch. Misses outside. Shelby tried getting him with a front door breaking ball, but kept it into the righty's batter's box. Shadowcats score a run. It's 1-1 in the bottom of the first.
Josh, you wonder how long Hogan Shelby's leash is going to be. Brazos Valley has dropped 3 games in a row coming into the matchup and hanging on to the #1 seed in the second half TCL standings. Manager might want to make a change soon.
First pitch into Ryan Sessions, misses up and away, and Shelby really struggling to get into the zone. Well, Will, there's no one warming up in the Bombers bullpen, so we'll see how long that leash is and see how long they keep Shelby in. The 1-0 misses up and away.
1 out would be a rather short leash if he finished just a third of an inning.
Just a bit. Ryan Sessions, the on-base machine for the Shadowcats, team leader in OBP, trying to drive home some runs. 2-0, the pitch. That one's down the gut, counts 2-1. 303 average on the year. Said he figured something out when he was down in Baton Rouge with his hands. 2-1. Ryan takes low and away, counts 3-1.
And Josh, his first half, second half splits drastically different, hitting over 300 in the first half and then just around 2:30 in the second half.
Still a 5:26 OBP and a walk here. We're driving a run. 3-1, fouled straight back. So it counts 3-2.
But a player like Sessions also walks often, and so that keeps him valuable at the plate, even when he's in a hitting slump.
And now facing a full count here to Hogan Shelby. Big pitch coming on this payoff pitch. Here it comes. Got him swinging. Sessions chase a breaking ball below in the zone. First strikeout for Shelby, and it's a big one, as there's now 2 gone in the bottom of the first, and the base is still loaded. That is a bad strikeout from Ryan Sessions. He'll be the first one to tell you. With the bases loaded, have to try and find a way to put the ball in play. But the off-speed pitch looked too good from Shelby. A big-time pitch from him. And first pitch here to Jarrett Halter. This one skied high in the air, back of second base. Donato goes out, he's under it and makes the play. Shadowcats leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the first inning, can only scratch across 1 run. We go to the top of the second, 1-1 our score. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network and watching on TCL TV. The second we go, Shadowcats and Bombers tied at 1 apiece. Second inning brought to you by Wall to Wall Cleaning, the premier commercial cleaning solution for Grayson County and the surrounding areas. We don't cut corners, we clean them. Tyler Carnes back out for another inning of work. The left-hander erased some treble in the top of the first, and then his team at least got 1 back in the bottom of the first inning. So it's a brand new ball game in the top of the second inning as Tyler Carnes works a 6, 7, and 8. Tyson Brooks first in the box, the righty, to face off Carnes here in the second. First pitch. That one misses low and away with an off-speed pitch, 1-0 the count.
And Josh, we talk about baseball being a very mental game, and with the rules acknowledging eye contact between pitcher-batter.
1-0. I'm going to strike on the outer half.
Those rules between pitcher and batter becomes a game of cat and mouse where pitcher has to stare down the batter. Does the batter have to look up while he's set? How to get in the mind of the dealer.
1-1. This one, high chopper towards short. Felstad comes in, fields, throws to first in time. And there's 1 gone in the top of the second inning, no one aboard. Still 1-1. Zach Felstad with a routine play there. And I think there's something about baseball that is just so beautiful about the sport, that routine just looks so pure. And No one does that better on the Shadowcats than Zach Felstad. And anytime there's a ball hit towards short, you just feel like you know it's going to be an out. First pitch into Blaine Lucas. That one misses inside 1-0. Shadowcats manager Barry Manuel said that he thinks that his shortstop, Zach Felstad, he knows that it's going to be an out anytime there's a ball hit to short. 1-0. Rolled over to second. Halter Fields cleanly throws to first in time. 2 ground balls and 2 outs to start the second inning. No one aboard. Still 1-1 our score.
Josh, the difference is notable. The middle infield for the Shadowcats on pace to have 10 less errors on the second half of the season compared to the first. That has a lot to do with the Felstad combo. He's been paired with Ben Cosme as the second baseman. Today it's Jarrett Halter or Ricky Riquejo some days as well.
First pitch to Jax Marshall. A strike at the bottom of the zone, counts 0-1. Yeah, the middle infield has been very sure for the Shadowcats. And leader of the bunch has been Zach Felstad. 0-1, Marshall takes a bit away on a breaking ball, counts 1-1. Jax Marshall, the sophomore out of Weatherford. Native to McKinney, Texas, not too far from here, about 20 or so minutes. 1-1. That one misses away, counts 2-1. And I think Jax would be the first to tell you that his middle school teammate, Josh Rajanov, was probably one of his best teammates that he's ever had and definitely the best player that he's ever seen. I don't know, Will. I might be exaggerating. I heard that guy was really good at baseball, though. 2-1 the count. Marshall chops one to third, backhanded by Bass. Fields, long throw to first, dug out by Sessions. What a play on both corners as that ball backed up Spencer Bass. He was throwing from the very back corner of the infield grass at third and delivered a one-hop strike to Ryan Sessions to gun down Marshall, and that retires the side. Bombers go down 1-2-3 in the top of the second. We go to the bottom half. 1-1 our score. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network and watching on TCL TV. Bombers went down 1-2-3 in the top of the second inning. Now the Shadowcats have a chance to take the lead in the bottom of the second, as it's Hogan Shelby back out for another inning of work. He'll face 8-9 and then back to 1. Ricky Riquejo to lead it off, today's DH. Here in the bottom of the second inning, 1-1 our score. The right-hander Shelby comes home to the right-hander Riquejo. First pitch misses away, so the count's 1-0. Shelby struggled with command in the first inning, offering 2 walks, and the bases were loaded on an error and 2 walks, but the Shadowcats couldn't get any of those guys home. 1-0, that one misses high.
Josh Sherman's just going to keep having to put runners on to get in Shelby's head to drive up that pitch count.
1-0 the count and the pitch. That one at the top of the zone and counts 1-1. Shadowcats did that in the first inning, but then couldn't drive him home. With the bases loaded and 1 out, Ryan Sessions struck out, Jarrett Halter popped out. 1-1, slapped down the right field line, foul. So the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Shelby, in that first inning, threw 27 pitches, so he's already eclipsed 30, and that's what Isaac Davila, the hitting coach of this team, says he wants his guys to do. 2-2. This one a flare foul over the first base dugout. So the count remains 2-2. He says, our team hits a lot better and correlates to a lot more runs whenever their starting pitchers are throwing more pitches and getting to that bullpen sooner. And we know that for the Shadowcats. Again, they're 3-18 when their starters don't go 4+ innings. Trying to do the same thing with the Bombers. 2-2. That one barely fouled straight back on a check swing from Rakeo at a ball that was at his head. Rakeo lucky to see a piece of that ball. The count remains 2-2. Today's DH for the Shadowcats. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. High chopper to third. Pompey gets it on a candy hop. Fields it cleanly, throws across the first in time. And there's 1 gone to start the bottom of the second inning.
Now batting third base for number 27, Spencer Bass.
A lot of ground balls to the infield today. We just saw 3 in the top of the second inning. And now 1 to start here at the bottom half. Spencer Bass at the plate. First pitch to the switch hitting lefty. He takes away. Counts 1-0. Bass hasn't hit in a while. He's been, you could probably consider him the ace of this Shadowcat pitching staff. 1-0. That one on the outer half. So the count's 1-1. As he's a guy who has pitched a lot for the Shadowcats, but he played in yesterday's game, went 0 for 3. His last time hitting was July 11th. That was at Abilene before that. 1-1. That's a strike on the outer half. Counts 1-2. And for Bass in 21 games, hitting .094. That's just 3 hits and 32 at-bats. 1-2. That one misses up and away. So the count's 2-2. But again, Bass's highlight hasn't been as bad. It's been his arm on the mound. And in 7 games start, he has a 2-3 record, a 7.76 ERA. He's second on the team in innings pitched. 2-2. Breaking ball misses low and away. Check swing by Bass and an appeal over to first. Did he go around? No. So it's a full count to Spencer. Now, with that being said about his hitting, he's a guy who does get on base. He has 15 walks, and in comparison to his .094 batting average, has a .383 on base percentage. Payoff pitch. This is up and away.
And
So Bass doing what he does best. He gets on base. There's a runner on first with 1 gone. 1-1 our score in the bottom of the second.
And Josh, a question on that appeal. Home plate umpire didn't want to give it, decides to give it. The infield umpire is standing at first. Is that the correct spot to be for an appeal if you're the umpire on a lefty batter?
In some leagues, you'll see that they don't appeal. They're not allowed to appeal if the umpire is out of position. First pitch to Bubba Moya. And the leadoff man takes inside.
So the ump would have had to be, or not would have had to
Yes.
be, third base side.
And last year in the Mid-America League, there was a rule that if there was no ump at third for a left-handed hitter, let's just use that example, then you could not appeal. Similar thing on where the umpire is positioned now, where the field umpire is right behind the home plate, rather the pitcher's mound. 1-1 high chopper back to the pitcher, Shelby. Fields throws to second for 1 on to first in time, a double play. 1-6-3. Shadowcats go down by the twin killing in the bottom of the second, and we go to the top of the third. 1-1 our score. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network and watching on TCL TV. On our way to the top of the third inning, 1-1 our score. Tyler Carnes back out for another inning of work. Here to bring you the action, my man, Will Clifford.
Thank you, Josh. Welcome back into Veterans Field. Sherman, tie ball game, one apiece here, top of the third. Tyler Carnes back on, still chugging away for the Cats. He's given up a hit and an error. His first offering to Eddie Castillo is upstairs, 1-0. Castillo playing right field today, righty out of Tallahassee, Florida. The 1-0. That one missing inside, rather clipping the inside of the plate, 1-1. Castillo, 138 average on the year. Finds himself at the bottom of the order, trying to reach. Here's the pitch. This is low and away, 2-1. Struck out 12 times and walked 18. But a threat to go on the base paths. He's 6 for 6 on stolen bases. Carnes works and deals. Swung on and driven to left field, trending foul. It is foul. Kicks out of the Shadowcats bullpen. Tyler Carnes working away here through the third. 27 pitches in. Carnes. The 2-2. Breaking ball, cut on and miss, strike 3. Eddie Castillo down on strikes. There's one away here in the top of the third in a 1-1 ball game.
Lunsford.
I'll flip the lineup over for Brazos Valley. It'll be Reese Lunsford. Center fielder in today's game was plunked by the second pitch he saw. Now Carnes' first offering to him, big swing, big miss. So 0-1. Lunsford, a hot .435 batting average. He's only struck out twice. He's been a hard out for opposing pitchers. Carnes kicks and deals. Swung on, a tapper to first base. Sessions fields and just steps on the bag casually. There's 2 retired quickly here in the top of the third. Still a 1-1 ball game.
And ever since the first 3 batters of the game, when Carnes gave up a hit by pitch, single, and a walk, since then, thanks to a caught stealing, he went strikeout, strikeout, and then ground out, ground out, ground out, ground out. So Tyler has been very efficient on the mound, and he likes ground balls. Very democratic, per Bull Durham.
I'll bring up Tiger Donato. It's the first pitch to him, misses, 1-0. Donato, a Shadowcat killer. Reached back in the first and walked, but then was caught stealing. The 1-0. Liner to third, fielded by Bass on a bounce, throws to first in time.
Donato grounds out.
A 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Carnes, and the Shadowcats flip it over. Still a 1-1 game. We're going to the bottom half. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Radio Network and watching on TCL TV. Welcome back, Shadowcat Nation. We are here in the third inning. The third inning is brought to you by 903 Brewers. 903 Brewers, crafted to perfection. Please drink responsibly. We continue here. Sun starting the set. You wouldn't know it. It's about 100, 101, maybe 115 if you count the heat index, but we're chugging along.
Will, apparently it's not supposed to dip below 90 today, even at 10 o'clock whenever there's no sun.
Oh dear. Hogan Shelby back on the mound for Brazos Valley. He'll face Zach Felstad. First pitch to Felstad. Upstairs on a heater, 1-0. Felstad 5 for 10 in Baton Rouge with 2 ribbies. He's been red hot for the Shadowcats. Now his batting average sits at 380. The 1-0. A check swing. Did he go? He did not. Count runs to 2-0. Felstad 14 strikeouts, 12 walks on the year for the lefty. The 2-0. Misses away, 3-0.
And if you were to ask him, he claims he's not a good athlete.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Although he has been caught stealing twice since our last conversation with him. The 3-0. No swing on a strike right down the piping, 3-1.
13 stolen bases on the year, though, and that's top 15 in the league, so that's athlete if I say so.
The 3-1. Swung on and sent up the middle, a base hit. Past the reach of Donato, the shortstop. It'll trickle to Lunsford in center field as he brings the ball in. Still, Zach Felstad works a leadoff single. He's aboard. It's still a 1-1 ball game in the bottom of the third. That brings up John Langhennig. Langhennig hitting .292 on the year. Last time up, reached on an error. He was stranded at third base. That was back in the first inning. First offering to him, cut on, sent foul. Hogan Shelby, the righty, this righty-on-righty matchup. Sherman chose 4 righties in the game, 5 lefties, or rather 2 righties, 7 lefties, excuse me. Communications major, I can't do math. It's the 0-1. Cut on and missed. Langhennig behind 0-2. Sherman, a lefty lane, as you have a switch hitter in Spencer
Yeah, I was going to
Bass.
say, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there because of the switch hitting Spencer Bass.
So you have 3 batters who can hit lefty. The 0-2 is cut on and missed for strike 3. Langhennig sent away with the K. So there's one down here in a 1-1 ball game. We're in the bottom of the third. That brings up Tyler Sessions, who is one of 2 brothers on the team, as Ryan Sessions batting 6th. Tyler today finds himself in the cleanup spot with a man aboard. Felstad dancing off of first. Shelby goes to work on the tall lefty. First pitch, up and away, 1-0. Tyler Sessions out of Navarro College. Had a hot start with the Shadowcats, which included a homer in his first at-bat. Here's the 1-0. Cut on and missed. It's a foul ball tipped into the glove of Brooks. Again, Shelby comfortable with the heater. Hasn't selected his off-speed pitches as frequent here. Maybe as the game chugs along. It is his second time through the lineup. We'll see if he goes to the well in the 1-1 count. Pitch. Fouled into the glove of Brooks again. Brooks clipped in the thumb, it seems, as the home plate umpire will call time. A little scream of pain there we could hear.
Yeah, it's a little painful whenever you get a foul tip like that.
These catchers just get beaten on.
I couldn't imagine catching on a day like today too. Whenever first pitch is around 100 and you got to wear all that gear, you're squatting down the entire time. That's tough.
No chance. You just take a beating all game long. As Sessions in a 1-2 count. Shelby kicks and deals. Upstairs with the heater again. It's 2-2. Josh Felstad seems comfortable on first. With one out, though, a double play ball is a threat. Middle infield playing a little tighter to second than straight up. The 2-2. That one's low and in the dust. Count goes full.
There was that off-speed pitch that you were alluding to, so we saw a strikeout of Ryan Sessions on that in the first inning on a really nasty pitch, but haven't really seen it much since, and there's that off-speed pitch offered to the other Sessions, Tyler.
Now in a full count. The man on first in a 1-1 ball game. Only one down. The pitch. Misses low. A 6-pitch walk. Sessions takes a stroll to first. There's 2 aboard and only one down here. And a 1-1 ball game. Bottom of the third. And that'll bring up Cole Carnes.
Catcher number 17, Cole Carnes.
Well, good at-bats from the Shadowcats today as they're seeing a lot of pitches, as you mentioned, Will, in the first inning, what Isaac Davila likes, but now need to drive in runs.
With 2 on, Carnes a chance to do just that. First pitch to the lefty in the zone, 0-1. Carnes, 22 ribbies on the year. Got a runner in scoring position. The pitch. Swung on and sent foul, third base side. Now on a hole 0-2. It's time to shorten up. Cole Carnes, 20 Ks on the season, also 20 walks. His second half of the year has been much more productive. He started just around the Mendoza line, but has since worked up to 274. The 0-2. Swung on, sent into right field, a base hit. Felstad settles in at third base. A 1-out single for Cole Carnes, the catcher. Bases loaded once more here in Sherman, Texas. There's only one down in a 1-1 ball game.
That time, Felstad probably could have scored from third that time, but Isaac Davila gave him the stop sign. But the reason that he probably could have scored was because Castillo bobbled the ball in right field. If Castillo fields that cleanly and gets a throw in quickly, probably a good stop sign from Davila. But since he bobbled it a little bit in right, probably thinking that he could have sent Felstad there to try and score the run. But Felstad got a late jump on the line drive.
First pitch to Ryan Sessions with the bases loaded, misses 1-0. Last time Sessions came up with the bases juiced, he went down on strikes. Another opportunity here with only one down. The pitch. Swung on, he got under it. Sent it foul, third base side. Marshall is going to give it a look. Oh, and that one just goes out of play. Shadowcats, the bases loaded. They walked in a run. It was Cole Carnes, an RBI walk. Then Sessions struck out, and then Jarrett Halter flew out to short to end the inning. The 1-1. Chopper, first base side, off the glove of Coyers. It'll trickle into right field. Felstad will score. Here comes Sessions to the plate, and Brooks can't catch the ball. 2 runs come across on the play with 2 errors. Sherman leads it 3-1 in the bottom of the third.
That was textbook for Coyers at first base. Did that ball go through his glove? Because that's the only explanation that I could think of. That was a candy-high chopper, and if he fields cleanly, throws home a very routine play, you can probably get a 3-1-3 double play to cut off the runner at home and then potentially get out of the inning. But I think it just tipped off the end of his glove, and that is an inexcusable error.
And Brooks would have had Tyler Sessions at the plate in plenty of time, Josh, but he couldn't corral the throw. Sherman scores 2 on the play. First pitch now to the new batter, Jarrett Halter. He rolls over, sends it to third. This could be 2 to second for 1. The throw is bounced to first and gets away.
Halter reaches on an error.
A run scores. Cole Carnes comes across. Ball goes out of play. The runners will advance. Sherman leads it 4-1 here in the bottom of the third. Josh, just a week removed from Tommy John committing 3 errors on 1 play against the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, Brazos Valley 2 errors on a play that lets 2 runs score, and now an error to follow it right back up. Sherman has 2 in scoring position. Rather, just 1 in scoring position. Sessions leads off on second. First offering to the new batter, it's Ricky Requejo, the righty. Apologies. That is Jarrett Halter at second. Pitch in there for a strike. It's Halter on second. Sessions was thrown out, but when the double play ball went out of bounds, Halter got a free bag, and Carnes came to score. The pitch misses low. Count is 1-2.
Took me a second to remember there that Ryan Sessions got thrown out at second on that play.
Some mental gymnastics going on here. The ball is going everywhere that Brazos Valley doesn't want it to go right now, as they trail 4-1, courtesy of 3 errors. The pitch missed upstairs, not by much. Rather, clipping the zone. Count even at 2-2.
3 errors and 3 walks also for for Brazos Valley.
The pitch swung on, sent on a line to third base, a fair ball. Halter makes the turn at third. He's coming to score. Ricky Requejo slides into second safely. An RBI double. Shadowcats pile on. It's 5-1 here in the bottom of the third.
Now batting third base, number 27,
Requejo and Halter trade places on the double, just skipping over the bag at third, out of the reach of Pompey. Sherman, just death by paper cuts, singles and errors across the board. Brazos Valley now looks up at Sherman on the scoreboard. That'll bring up Spencer Bass, the switch hitting pitcher, and also third baseman today. First pitch to him, a strike swinging, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 down here. Bottom of the third. Requejo leads off second. The 0-1. Called a strike. Spencer Bass in a hole now, 0-2. Bass walked in his first plate appearance in the second. He's hitting 105 on the year. Time is called at the plate. Bass just 8 hits, but 7 RBIs. Chance to notch number 8 with Requejo dancing behind the pitcher. A toss. Called strike 3. Called a Louisiana fastball, blew it right by Bass. Not before the Shadowcats, plate 4. We're going to the top of the 4th. Sherman leads it 5-1. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Radio Network. And if you're watching on TCL TV. Brings us into the top of the fourth. Welcome in, Shadowcat Nation. Will Clifford, Josh Rajanov, Sam Johnson producing away. Sherman leads at 5-1, top of the fourth. It's Pompey, the leadoff man for the Bombers. First pitch to him from Tyler Carnes, a strike. Southpaw still working for the Shadowcats through 37 pitches. TJ Pompey on the day, a walk but was stranded at first. The pitch, and misses away, 1-1. Pompey, the Arkansas product. Carnes takes the sign, kicks, deals. A liner to third, Bass fields it on a hop. Throws to first in time.
Pompey grounds out to third base.
A hot shot, but Bass fishes it out. There's one retired quickly here. At the top of the fourth, Sherman leading 5-1.
What a play by Spencer Bass at third base. And
He almost didn't realize he had it.
yeah, I was going to say, that's probably not one where he made the play, more like the ball found him. But hey, better to be lucky than good any day. And 102 off the bat, doesn't matter. Spencer Bass, nice play.
How about Gage Couyers? Righty takes first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Couyers on the year, just one homer, 42 strikeouts to boot. Leading the TCL in strikeouts, the 1-0. That one misses away, 2-0. After a messy first, Sherman, 2 shutdown innings. Back-to-back 1-2-3 for Tyler Carnes. He's got the leadoff man retired, working at it here. The 2-0. Swung on and sent high in the air. Catcher Cole Carnes runs to the net and watches it just bounce out of play. The net was about a yard or two back. He would have gotten the ball, but instead, 2-1 count.
How's the phrase go? If my aunt... Never mind.
If my aunt had wheels, she'd be a bike.
Yeah, let's go with that one. Why not?
Okay, a 2-1 now. The TCL strikeout leader, the pitch. Swung on and sent high in the air to left field. Lang-handed back to the track, to the wall. See ya. A solo shot for Gage Couyers. Brazos Valley trails it 5-2.
Brady Sullivan.
That ball was crushed 363.
Yeah, no doubt about that one off the bat of Couyers. Nice swing from him, and Brazos Valley definitely don't think that one run was going to, they were only going to score one run in this game, one of the top offenses in the league. So Couyers is starting the chip away process for the Bombers.
Brazos Valley is second in the league in homers. They've got 24. That'll bring up Brady Sullivan. First pitch to him. It's fouled back, 0-1. The lefty-on-lefty duel begins. The designated hitter out of Cypress, Texas, just around Houston. Sitting 111 on the year. Struck out his last plate appearance. That was back in the first. The pitch. 65-mile-an-hour slider that didn't miss by much. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down here. 1 run scored in the inning. It's 5-2 Shadowcats. There's the 1-1. That one finds the zone, 1-2. And I always find it interesting, home plate umpires give their own creative twist to a ball game with their strike calls. And ours today, getting creative. Some are quiet. That one drawn out. The 1-2 in the dust. Slider gets away from Carnes. No matter, there's no one on. Count runs even. It's a ballerina count, 2-2. 6-foot lefty at the plate. 5 strikeouts, 4 walks on the year. He's searching for his 4th hit of the season. Carnes kicks, deals, cut on and miss, strike 3. Got him a 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
That'll bring up number 9, Tyson Brooks.
Sullivan gets his marching orders. There's 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. It's a 5-2 ball game. His second K of the day. That will bring up Tyson Brooks. Brooks has done the catching for Brazos Valley. 5'10 righty settles in. First offering. That one finds the zone 0-1. Brooks at a Navarro Community College. Teammates with Tyler Sessions. The 0-1. Upstairs. 1-1.
I wonder how that greeting was between the two of them. And, well, there's no love lost between the Bombers and the Shadowcats as they got into it a little bit last time the Bombers were here. And there's some animosity between these two teams.
Carnes works, steals. Breaking balls upstairs, 2-1. Yeah, Josh, there is some animosity. And it's hard to imagine the college teammates are going to be going at each other's throats. And again, when the competitive juices get going, Rajanov, I just don't know sometimes. And
Rajanov.
Rajanov.
Getting last named here?
2-1. Fouled straight back. Count even at 2 apiece. I like Rajanov. It's a good last name. It rolls
Oh,
off
I love
the
it.
tongue.
I love my last name.
We both have very one-lineable.
Well, you're a big red dog.
I'm a big red dog.
I'm a Russian-Ukrainian last name, Rajanov.
Sure. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. The pitch. Chopper, third base side, fielded on the jump by Bass. He throws to first in time.
Out number 3. Take us to the bottom of the 4th.
Tyler Carnes faces 4, gives up the long ball to Coyers, but nothing else. Sherman leads by 3. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Radio Network and watching on TCL TV. Welcome back, Shadowcat Nation. We are here in the 4th inning. 4th inning is brought to you by Austin College. Austin College, become a kangaroo today. New arm on for Brazos Valley. It's Preston Center. Not the shopping center, but the right-handed pitcher. A big 6'5", 210er. He's got 2 appearances. He's 1-0 on the year. He's just thrown 3 innings of work, but has an ERA of 18. A whip of 267 and 2 Ks to boot. He appeared in 2 innings against the Cane Cutters, where he threw 2 innings of 1-hit ball, and then 1 inning against Victoria back on July 11th, an inning of 6-run ball. He faces Bubba Moya, the leadoff man for the Cats. First offering, swung on line to the shortstop, Tiger Donato into left field. Donato, a full Superman extension on that one, couldn't get it. Leadoff batter is aboard for the Shadowcats. Sherman lead by 3. It's 5-2, top of the fourth, bottom of the fourth, rather.
That was a really good effort by Donato that time, as he went full Superman extension to try and make that diving play, but to no avail. Nice single for Bubba Moya, who's had a pretty decent day at the plate, 2 for 3.
2 for 3 for Bubba Moya. First pitch now to Zach Felstad. It's upstairs. Felstad on the day, 1 for 2. A single in the third and came around to score. Now in a 1-0 count with 1 aboard. Center deals home. Swung on and driven to right field. Costello back at the track, at the wall. See ya! A 2-run shot for Zach Felstad. Sherman leads it 7-2 in the bottom of the fourth.
Well, there's the short porch you've been talking about all summer long, Will. It's really the first time we've really seen that, as it was a home run that just snuck over that short fence, rather, in right field. That ball was, once again, another tattooed ball by Felstad. Only 97 off the bat, but he'll take that. That one went 347 feet. What a swing by Felstad.
Preston Center, 3 pitches in, 3 pitches problems. He'll now face the righty, John Langhennig. First offering, a strike, 0-1. Well, Center, it's not the start you want. A liner to left, and then a blast to right.
2 very hard hit balls off of him, too. So the Shadowcats are seeing him, and it's a tall, lengthy guy, 6'5", 225. So Shadowcats are definitely getting a good look at him.
Center deals home. Swung on, chopper to short, fielded by Donato. He throws to first in time. Langhennig is retired.
Langhennig grounds out for out number 1.
I'll bring up Tyler Sessions.
Now batting right field, number 38, Tyler
Hogan
Sessions.
Shelby was pulled after 69 pitches. His line is over after just 3 innings. Gave up 5 runs. Only 2 were earned. He did not have his defense behind him, Josh.
No, 3 errors is really hard to win a game that way and to keep runs from off the board there.
Tyler Sessions, the big lefty, first offering, misses low, 1-0. Sessions walked and came around to score back in the third. He also walked but was stranded at second in the first. Centers, 1-0. Misses high, 2-0. Sessions has cooled down after his TCL Player of the Week start that I mentioned earlier today, but he's still hitting .338. And although his brother might be moving on from the Cats as the 2-0 misses low, Tyler Sessions, he's probably here to stay, Josh.
Yeah, probably has a couple more years of eligibility, and could imagine that he'll be playing in the TCL for a couple more years. You're right, Will.
In a 3-0 count now. Chance to work 3 straight walks. The pitch. Misses low. 4-pitch walk to Tyler Sessions.
Sessions heads down to first
Preston
on
Center
ball 4, and that'll bring up
having some
17
trouble on the mound. There's 1 aboard. Sherman leads at 7-2. Sherman yet to beat Brazos Valley this year. Dropped 2 on the road, 2 at home. Now they lead at 7-2, but if we've learned anything between the meetings of these 2 squads, no game is done till the 9th.
Or until the final out is recorded.
No lead is secure. First pitch to Carnes, swung on, line to short, this could be 2. Donato, the shortstop, steps on the bag for 1 to first, in time. A 6 unassisted, 3 double play. Brazos Valley gets out of the inning. But Zach Felstad, a blast to right. Sherman leads it 7-2. We're going to the 5th. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Radio Network and watching on TCL TV. Seven, 8, 9 due up for the Bombers, and here to tell you about it, it is Josh Rajanov.
Thanks, Will. Shadowcats leading the Bombers 7-2 here in the top of the 5th inning, which is brought to you by Grayson College. Find your student success today at Grayson College. So the Shadowcats leading by 5, as it's Tyler Carnes working into his 5th inning of work. For his 2nd straight start, he's pitching into 5. And Tyler has been one of the more consistent pitchers for the Shadowcats pretty much in his entire career for the Cats. As he's right around 150 pitches, or rather 150 innings pitched in his career for the Shadowcats. And this is inning number 30 for him on the year. Officially 29, but 2 more outs would make it 30. First pitch, big rip deep into center field. Moya going back, and he has a beat on it, makes the play. Before he can even say his name, Blaine Lucas is retired. 1 pitch, 1 gone in the top of the 5th inning. So now that's 29 2/3 on the year. The leader on the team is John Langhenig. He's 30 1/3, so if he completes this inning, Tyler Carnes becomes the new team leader in innings, and if he throws 1 more out, that's the first pitch into Jax Marshall. That one misses away. That's 1-0. If he finishes 1 more out after, let's say in the 6th inning, then that means Tyler Carnes would take the reins as the team leader in innings. Want to know the count to Jax Marshall? And the pitch. Breaking ball dropped into the zone, counts 1-1. And that's all that Tyler Carnes has done this year. Even whenever he hasn't had his best stuff, he eats up innings, and he does so by limiting the free bases. 1-1. Big wave and a miss. Counts 1-2. Carnes, 4 strikeouts, just 1 walk today. In his last outing went 7 strikeouts, 2 walks in 5 innings of work. And on the year, 36 strikeouts compared to just 21 walks. 1-2. High chopper off the glove of Carnes. Caroms to short, barehanded by Felstad. Throw to first in time. What a play by Zach Felstad as it caromed off of the pitcher Carnes' glove. Went straight back to short. Felstad picked it up with his bare hand. Throws on the run. And there's 2 gone. No one aboard in the top of the 5th inning. 7-2. Shadowcats on top. Goes as 1-6-3 in the scorebook.
Baseball assist, Josh.
There you go.
Swinging the rock.
Why not? Yeah. Tyler Carnes swing the rock. First pitch into Eddie Castillo, taken at the bottom of the zone. 0-1 the count. I should say Tyler swing the rock Carnes. 0-1. That one misses low, counts 1-1.
Not Tyler, the possession ends here.
No, not Tyler, the possession ends here. Although, it could be Tyler, the at-bat ends here, as he has 4 strikeouts on the evening. I like that. 1-1. That one misses up and away, counts 2-1.
I feel like the only Shadowcat arm that can confidently say that goes under would be the closer Nunez, who's very strikeout, walk-oriented.
I think the at-bat goes to 3-2, and then the at-bat ends there. 2-1. That one misses just a bit high, counts 3-1. Yeah, Nunez is a guy who can definitely be very effectively wild is a good term to put it on the mound.
It's the perfect term.
3-1 the count to the 9-hole Castillo. Pitch. Big wave and a miss. Count runs full. Castillo struck out his first time up. Facing a full count to Tyler Carnes. The lefty comes home with the payoff. Skied high in the air, right towards the pitcher's mound. It's the first baseman, Sessions, who comes in, calls everyone off, makes the play, and that retires the side. So Carnes faces the minimum in the top of the 5th thanks to the double play, or rather gets a couple of groundouts. I thought it was a double play because it was a 1-6-3, but Carnes goes 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom half, 7-2. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Shadowcats on top. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network and watching on TCL TV. 7-2, Shadowcats on top as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Preston Center back out for another inning of work. Ryan Sessions to lead it off. As the Shadowcats have scored 6 runs in the last 2 innings. Trying to continue and add on. Again, no lead is safe for the Shadowcats, and especially between these 2 teams. As the Shadowcats trying to extend on their 5-run lead. Center comes set, comes home to Sessions. First pitch, misses up and away, counts 1-0. Ryan Sessions today played a round of golf with yours truly right here. And I beat him, shot 94. It wasn't a great 94 for me today. But I did beat Ryan Sessions, so I have that. 1-0. That one's a strike in the inner half, counts 1-1. So instead of betting, I told him, since I won, that means he had to hit a home run in my honor today. So we'll see if Ryan can do that. He has 1 bomb on the year. 1-1 the count And the pitch. This one struck well out to deep center field. Lunsford didn't see it at first, now trails back in front of the track, makes the play. It's a fly out to center, and there's one gone to start the bottom of the fifth. So Ryan just got under that one. He was thinking about the home run for me there.
I think he looked at you.
He had it in his mind. Did he?
That would have, and if he connected with that, it would have been in the deepest part of the ballpark. Dead center, had it gone. But you know what would be just as good as a home run? A Shadowcat win. How about
that?
How about that?
If I can't take the home run, how about the win in my honor? First pitch coming to Jarrett Halter. This one in off the hands in a shallow right field. Lucas goes back. Castillo comes in. The right fielder is under it, makes the play. And there's quickly two gone in the bottom of the fifth inning.
Halters flies out for out number 2. That'll bring up number 6.
So two straight flyouts for the Shadowcats. Ricky Riccio at the plate, trying to start a 2-out rally. Riccio 1 for 2 at that RBI double his last time up, where he snuck that ball just inside the third base line, bounced over the third base bag. Center trying to make it a 1-2-3 fifth inning. First pitch to Riccio. That one's a strike at the top of the zone. 0-1. Technically speaking, the Bombers haven't had a 1-2-3 inning in today's game. But in the second inning, they did face the minimum after getting a double play to Bubba Moya. 0-1. Foul tip by Riccio, and the count's 0-2. So, Shadowcats trying to avoid going down in order for the first time today. And Preston Center in a second inning relief, trying to make it, or rather keep this at a 7-2 ball game. Shadowcats trying to extend their 5-run lead. Need a win today to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. 0-2. A flare sent back of second base. It's the second baseman, Lucas, under it, makes the play, and that retires the side. A 1-2-3 inning offered by Preston Center. We go to the 6th, 7-2, Shadowcats on top. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network and watching on TCL TV. On our way to the 6th, Shadowcats leading the Bombers 7-2. Tyler Carnes cruising into his 6th inning of work. Told me before the game, he said he might go 7 today, maybe even 8. And first he has to get through the 6th, and one more out for Tyler means that he becomes the innings leader on the team for the Shadowcats this year. Right, Reese Lunsford, the leadoff man, to start it out in the 6th. First pitch of the left-hander misses up, so the count's 1-0. John Langenhig entered today as the innings leader for the Shadowcats on the season with 30 1/3. For the 1-0. That was a strike in the other half, counts 1-1. And Tyler Carnes, with 5 innings of work today, has tied that. And now, 1 out away from breaking Langenhig's point. 1-1 the pitch. Breaking ball just missed inside, so the count's 2-1. Lunsford today, a hit by pitch and a ground out. Lefty-lefty battle as the leadoff man. 2-1. Fouled straight back, and the count's 2-2. Lunsford, the sophomore out of Blinn JUCO, native to Frisco, Texas, went to Frisco Memorial High School and set to transfer to Tarleton State in the fall. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. So the count runs full to the Frisco, Texas native. Frisco ISD most known for having 12 different high schools. And they have a district pretty much all to themselves. Payoff pitch. Just misses low. So it's a leadoff walk offered to Reese Lunsford to start the top of the 6th inning. That pitch didn't miss by much. But Carnes couldn't pull the string on the breaking ball, and pitch number 70 on the year, and Tiger Donato at the plate. Lunsford stole a base in the 1st inning, eventually came around to score. See if he goes here. First pitch to Donato. That one's a strike on the outer half. Lunsford not going. 0-1 the count. Frisco Memorial, a rival of Lebanon Trail High School, a team that Ethan Blakeney, a pitcher for the Bombers, played for. The 0-1. Fouled straight back, counts 0-2. But Frisco, a district that's known for athletics. Ryan O'Hearn, a big leaguer, plays for the Pirates nowadays. Was an all-star last year with the Orioles, went to Frisco Wakeland High School. Frisco Lone Star has a number of NFL talents. Marvin Mims, the most to name. 0-2 before the pitch, pick off over to first. Lunsford back in standing. And Ashton Janty also went to Frisco Lone Star. So the former Boise State running back, a Frisco product as well. And now the Oakland Raiders first-round pick. 0-2, Lunsford going. Pitch misses high. Throw to second. Not in time. Couldn't be corralled by Halter. Stolen base for Lunsford. He's on second. As the Shadowcats still leading 7-2. But Carnes in danger of giving up a run as the Bombers trying to cut into the 5-run deficit. Runner on second, no one gone here in the top of the 6th inning. Runner in scoring position for Donato, facing a 1-2 count. The pitch. Breaking ball misses high. 2-2 the count. Carnes struggling a bit to start the top of the 6th inning. After giving up the walk to Lunsford, facing a 2-2 count here to Donato. The pitch. Breaking ball misses low, bounces away from the catcher, Cole Carnes. Now Lunsford rounding third as Carnes just getting to it, but Lunsford retreats back to the third base bag. Meanwhile, Donato goes from 1-2 to 3-2 as Carnes in danger of walking his 2nd straight batter. A stolen base and a wild pitch allowing him to get to third. He's there with no one gone. 5-run lead for the Shadowcats in the top of the 6th. Full count. Carnes comes home. This one driven deep out to left field. Way back. Goodbye. An absolute no-doubt shot by Tiger Donato. Sending that one out and straight away left field. It's a much more interesting ball game. It's 7-4 Shadowcats in the top of the 6th.
Josh, Tiger Donato, an absolute Shadowcat killer. He's got 3 home runs all year. All 3 have gone to left field here at Veterans Field.
That one, he took advantage of what is a shorter porch, although I don't believe that at all. It says 99 off the bat, only 314. That ball looked like it was getting out in a hurry, and it was on a line too, so I'm not sure if I agree with our win reality system here, as that ball was absolutely roped out to left, and Langhenig, nothing he could do but just watch that one fly. As the first 2 batters come around to score in the 6th, a walk to Lunsford, 2-run shot by Donato. And well, this game is much more interesting now in the top of the 6th inning, and we mentioned it. No lead safe against the Bombers. This is a team that came back down 6 runs in the 8th inning a couple of weeks ago when the Shadowcats and Bombers met in that 17-15 win for the Bombers. They were down 12-6 in the 8th and came back to win that one. Carnes goes back to work against TJ Pompey, and he lifts one high in the air, deep out to right field. Sessions going back to the track, a leap. Did he make the play? He did! With his arm going over the short porch, Tyler Sessions, his long reach, makes the play, robbing Pompey of a home run, denying back-to-back homers for the Bombers. There's 1 gone in the top of the 6th.
Well, Josh, we wondered when someone would hit a homer over the short porch. We saw that earlier. And then the next thing, when someone going to rob a homer at the short porch, and we finally saw it. Standing at 6'6", not a whole lot he had to do.
First pitch here to Gage Couyers. I want to strike down the gut. 0-1 the count. So with that flyout, and a very loud flyout as well, Tyler Carnes becomes the leader in innings for the Shadowcats on the year. 0-1. I want to strike on the inner half, counts 0-2. But now getting knocked around a little bit, Hunter Rogers warming up in the Shadowcats bullpen, although not threatening to come in anytime soon. Carnes being seen well in this inning. 0-2, chopper foul to the third base dugout. So we'll do it again at that count. As the home run from Donato, 99 off the bat. That last flyout, so to say, by Pompey was over 100 off the bat. 0-2 here to Couyers, and the pitch. Foul tipped. Couyers just barely clipped a piece of that ball to stay alive and see an 0-2 count.
Couyers, who homered back in the 4th. Seems like he's going for the fences once more, Josh.
A guy who has the power. We've already seen it today, trying to make it happen for 2 at-bats in a row and for the second batter in the last 3 hitters for Brazos Valley. We're now trailing by just 3 here in the top of the 6th. 0-2, Carnes comes home. Breaking ball misses away. So the count's 1-2. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. This one in off the hands, right towards the second base bag. Felstad under it makes the play. And there's 2 gone in the top of the 6th. So 2 gone. Brady Sullivan at the plate. He's over 2 with a couple of strikeouts. As Tyler Carnes trying to limit the damage here in the top of the 6th inning, and ultimately it could be one of his better starts on the year. Lefty works from the wind, kicks and deals. Big wave and miss at a breaking ball. Counts 0-1. Carnes taking advantage of the lefty-lefty battle between him and Sullivan, and that breaking ball has been working really well against the left-hander. That one low and away. Sullivan goes chasing. 0-1. Fastball misses away. So the count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. And Tyler in this game, it hasn't like he's been giving up too many free bases and letting things mount. In fact, since the first 3 batters of the game, has had just 1 walk. 1-1. Misses away, counts 2-1. Of course, that 1 walk was Reese Lunsford to start this 6th inning, and he came around to score. So 2 of the 3 free bases Carnes has given up today have come around to score. Lunsford, both of them. He was hit by a pitch in the first, scored then, and came around on the home run. 2-1 misses low, and the count runs to 3-1. Carnes approaching 90 pitches. Wonder if this is his last batter as Hunter Rogers still loosening in the Shadowcat bullpen. 3-1, the pitch. That one just misses low. Another walk offered by Carnes, who's seemingly running out of gas just a tad here in the 6th inning. That was pitch number 89 offered by Carnes. And he's still working, about to throw pitch number 90 to Tyson Brooks with a runner on first and 2 gone in the top of the 6th. 7-4 Shadowcats on top. Brooks 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. First pitch, misses inside. 1-0 the count, and now Carnes, trying to catch his breath, will step off the back of the mound as the home plate umpire wipes off the home plate. And Carnes, on this very, very hot and humid night in Sherman, trying to just collect his breath and finish out this 6th inning. Sullivan off of first. Sophomore out of Blinn JUCO. 1-0. One's a strike in the inner half. Counts 1-1.
Josh, there's absolutely no wind right now.
It is stale, or stalled. What's the word? That's the word I'm looking for. Both work. Stagnant, to say the least. 1-1. Carnes, a couple of checks, comes home. And misses just away. Counts 2-1. And it's not like Carnes has been missing by much in this inning. A lot of borderline pitches that just aren't going his way, says the home plate umpire. 2-1 the count. Tyson Brooks, the freshman out of Navarro, sees a 2-1. And takes on the inner half, and the count's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone in the top of the 6th inning. 7-4 Shadowcats trying to hold on to their 3-run lead. Sullivan on first with 2 gone. Rather, that is Sullivan. 2-2, the pitch, he's going. Pitch misses high. Throw to second. In time! Cole Carnes guns down Sullivan at second base to end the 6th inning. But Brazos Valley gets 2 runs on a hit thanks to the 2-run home run from Tiger Donato. They also get 1 caught stealing to end the 6th. We go to the bottom half. 7-4 Shadowcats still on top. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network and watching on TCL TV. the bottom of the 6th, Shadowcats leading the Bombers 7-4. 6th inning brought to you by Courtyard Marriott Sherman, where the players stay. And a big shout out to Courtyard Marriott Sherman, as the Bombers, the last team to come visit the Shadowcats this year. So Courtyard Marriott Sherman setting up our players right. Bombers trailing 7-4. Shadowcats trying to extend on their 3-run lead. Spencer Bass to lead it off. He'll be followed by Bubba Moya and Zach Felstad. 9, 1, and 2 for the Shadowcats. Preston Center still out for another inning of work. In his 3rd inning of relief, trying to make it 2 straight scoreless. Bass today, a walk and a strikeout. Switch hitting lefty sees the first pitch and takes down the middle. It counts 0-1. Bass now just 3 of 33 hitting-wise on the year. It does have 16 walks now. 0-1, the pitch. Sees a fastball that misses away, counts 1-1. So, very inconsistent guy for the Shadowcats. A guy who, yes, will get on base, but most of the time it's via the free base. 0-1, the pitch. Breaking ball runs inside. Did that clip him? Bass gets out of the way of that one. But I thought I heard it hit something, but I guess what I heard was it hit the dirt. But I thought I heard it hit 2 things. But Bass not reacting to it, so must mean that one didn't get a piece of him.
It's also a breaking ball you might as well stand in and wear.
Might as well, yes.
It's right on the ankle guard if it were to stay in place, Bass.
So the 2-1 instead. This one rolled on the ground to 3rd. Pompey comes over fields, throws to 1st. It is in time. Couriers keeps the bag as the throw took him up the line towards right field. Almost had to dive while keeping his back foot on the first base bag, but able to do so. And now Barry Manuel, Shadowcats manager, going to come protest with the field umpire, as he thought maybe Couriers came off the bag and going to see if the home plate umpire might have had a better view of that one, as that one was close. Not sure if Couriers held the bag or not. Now the 2 umpires going to meet and convene just in front of the pitcher's mound, as Bass still lingering right around first base.
And Josh,
there was a controversial call overturned in Baton Rouge, where the Shadowcats, that time the call went against them. The catcher Charlie Boyles thought that he threw out a runner trying to steal 3rd. What's the call? They're calling him safe. They review it, and the home plate umpire says that Couriers came off the bag at first. And now Ryan Targash are going to come out and protest with the field umpire and say, hey, can you overturn that? And I think the idea is the first base umpire didn't have a good view to see if Couriers held the bag or not. And Barry Manuel came out pretty confidently that Couriers came off the bag, and the home plate umpire, I guess, agreed, and they changed the call. So instead of there being 1 gun and no one aboard, the leadoff man reaches via the error. He's on first, and the lineup flips back to the top to Bubba Moya.
Josh, it's ruled as an error on the 3rd baseman, Pompey.
So 4 errors on the day now for Brazos Valley. Flips the lineup back to Moya. First pitch, the lefty takes a bit low and in. 1-0 the count. So that play in Baton Rouge, where there was a runner initially called caught stealing at 3rd, but then they overturned the call. Barry Manuel was upset, and rightfully so. 1-0. Moya takes up and away, counts 2-0. And Barry Manuel's argument says, well, you can't overturn a caught stealing. That is not one where you can protest and overturn. And even the Brazos Valley broadcasters, rather the Baton Rouge broadcasters, said that he was out on their broadcast. But they overturned the call. 2-0. That one at the top of the zone counts 2-1. They overturned the call, and that runner at 3rd was the winning run in that game. And the Shadowcats would go on to lose by 1. Now, Barry Manuel was very clear to me. Pick off over to first, safe. Bass back in diving. Barry Manuel made it very clear to me that he doesn't think that's the reason the Shadowcats lost that game, and obviously rightfully so. Games never come down to just one call, but that was definitely a big one as the tying run eventually, or the go-ahead run eventually came home because of that. 2-1. Moya takes up and away, counts 3-1. But this time a protest that is protestable, as the Shadowcats manager Barry Manuel noticed that Couriers looked like he was off the bag and the home plate umpire had a better angle of it, so they overturned the call. And that means Bass is on first. 3-1. Moya takes on the inner half and the count runs full. No one gone in the bottom of the 6th. Shadowcats trying to get the 2 back they let up in the top half and extend on their 3-run lead. Full count, payoff pitch. Pops foul and will do it again. Moya protecting on a pitch that seemed to be maybe a little bit lower than the zone, but gave a hack on it. Would have been a close call anyways. Lives to see another day on a full count. Moya, .405 on base percentage, and has singled twice today in the leadoff spot. Full count, payoff pitch again. Slaps foul will do it again. A guy who, whenever we were talking to Ronnie Davis about him, whenever Moya came to Sherman, a second half edition, assistant coach Ronnie Davis says he's just a pesky hitter, doesn't go down very easily, only has 14 strikeouts in 17 games, but facing a full count here, trying to continue to be a pest. Payoff pitch, up and away. Great at bat from Bubba Moya as he sees 9 pitches, fouling off a couple and walking. First 2 runners aboard to start the bottom of the 6th thanks to an error and a walk. And Zach Felsad at the plate had a 2-run shot his last time he came up and a chance to add on to the Shadowcats' 7-4 lead in the bottom of the 6th with 2 on, runners on first and second, and no gone. Felsad officially 2 for 3 on the day. The lefty sees the first pitch, shows bunt, pulls back, and the pitch misses inside. Well, Zach Felsad, as Barry Manuel, the manager, was telling us before the game, whenever he had a chance to bunt in the game in Baton Rouge, Barry Manuel came up to him and said, hey, see the first pitch, and I'll let you swing at 1 strike, but if you can't drive in any runs, then square around a butt. 1-0, didn't square around that time, pitch misses up and away. And on that 1 pitch, he drove in a couple of runners in that bunting situation. And Barry Manuel knows that Felsad will do what is asked. His ego doesn't get in the way. Obviously, we know Zach, a very humbled guy. He wouldn't mind bunting in this situation with runners on first and second and no one gone. Squares bunt, pops this one up towards the third base dugout. Pompey giving chase, it lands, foul.
Josh, Pompey could have made that play.
He could have. He got a late start on it and then kind of slowed up as well. Would have been tough, but probably a play that the third baseman could have made, but instead it's a 2-1 count to Felsad. Felsad himself says that he likes bunting because it just creates chaos on the base paths. And one of his first few games of this year, dating back in the early July days, he had a bunt that drove in a few runs thanks to an error on the pitcher. He says it just creates chaos. 2-1, squares around again, gets this one down the third base line. Pompey comes in, fields, doesn't throw initially, the throw to first, not in time! The second baseman, Lucas, was late covering the bag at first as the first baseman, Couriers, was crashing. Pompey double pumped, and that's enough to get Felsad to first safely. Shadowcats have bases loaded, no one gone in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that's what Felsad does. He creates chaos. Shadowcats in business in the bottom of the 6th, trying to extend their 7-4 lead.
Josh, a rough day for Pompey at third. Home run robbed earlier, and the double clutch. Balls going past him at third base. A rough start to his TCL time.
And that one not entirely on him, as Lucas, the second baseman, was really late getting over. First pitch to Langknig, fouled straight back. Counts 0-1. John Langknig officially 0 for 3 on the day. He reached on an error in the first. entered today hitting .292. A guy who was PO'd in the spring and started the year as a pitcher only. But since then, in the second half, has played in 15 games, hitting .292. 0-1. Langenick sees high, counts 1-1.
Josh, who was that pitcher from LSU who hit the home run in, I think it was the College World Series?
Oh, I don't know the name, but very similar. We were joking around with Barry Manuel because obviously LSU is alma mater. Made it to a national championship with them. 1-1, misses away, counts 2-1. We're like, have you seen that clip of the guy who was like, I hit bombs in high school, and then in the post-game interview he said, I didn't hit in high school. They let me take BP once, and he said he did hit bombs, but...
I wonder if John went up to
the
Manuel,
coach,
was
yeah.
like, Coach, I hit bombs.
I hit bombs in high school. Well, he definitely hit at Seward County. He was PO'd just this past fall. But excited to get the opportunity at the plate. Facing a 2-1 count, the bases loaded, no one gone. The pitch. This one lifted in the air out to straightaway right field. Castillo under it and waits for it to come down, makes the play. Bass tagging at third. The throw home. Not in time. Castillo delivered a strike, but Bass gets under the tag. A sacrifice fly for John Langenick. Shadowcats tack on one more. It's 8-4 in the bottom of the sixth.
Josh, a bang play right there. Dust flying. Brooks doesn't win this one at the dish. It's been Brazos Valley's defense, which has come back to bite them today. Now they trail it. They gave up a run after putting up a 2 spot in the top half of the inning.
Everyone else stays put. Moya still on second, and Felstad still on first. Tyler Sessions at the plate now after the sacrifice fly from Langenick. And what was a really good throw by Castillo, a one-hop strike to Brooks, the catcher. First pitch to Tyler. Breaking ball misses inside. Wouldn't know the count. And Bass, man, that was close at the plate. But a headfirst dive means that he was able to get under it, but on the dive, his legs kind of scorpioned up on him, and Brooks looked like he applied the tag on the foot of Bass. 1-0 misses up and away. Counts 2-0. Now the argument is that his hand reached the plate first, but that's about as bang as you can get. Home plate umpire says that Bass was safe. So another run comes across. 8-4 Shadowcats on top in the bottom of the sixth. 2-0 to Sessions. That one a strike at the bottom of the zone, counts 2-1.
And Josh, the spin from Brooks brought him to the legs of Bass, as you mentioned, but he overspan, and so he didn't make the tag at the face of the plate. It was out and away. If his spin wasn't as aggressive, maybe he slaps the tag down.
2-1, Moya going from second. The pitch, ball outside, throw to third. Not in time. Moyas steals third as Felstad stays put on first. And it's a 3-1 count to Tyler Sessions, and another insurance run is 90 feet away.
Josh, that was an early jump from Moya. And good throw from Brooks to make that one even close.
And now see if Felstad goes from first on the next pitch. 3-1. Not going, and the pitch. This one belted deep out to right field. Castillo going back to the track, to the wall. That ball is history. Tyler Sessions, a 3-run bomb. No doubt about that one. Shadowcats pouring it on. It's 11-4 in the bottom of the sixth.
Let's hear it for Mr. Sessions.
Celebrates with his brother Ryan as that ball a no doubt blast. 103 off the bat, 361. It went past the sweets and right, and the Shadowcats offense is alive and well here at Veterans Field. Still just one gone. Cole Carnes at the plate. First pitch to the lefty. Big wave and a miss. Counts 0-1. Well, his brother Ryan said he would hit a home run in my name, so maybe he's giving way to Tyler to do it for him. Yeah.
Count the bucket.
Yeah, why not?
Double it, send it to the next.
0-1. That one misses inside. So the count's 1-1. Said count the bucket. I like that. Maybe make it an and one with Ryan Sessions on deck. 1-1 the count and the pitch. This one lined into left field. Marshall comes in. He makes the play. And there's 2 gone in the inning. Carnes struck that ball well, but sent that one right on a line towards left. So there's 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th, no one aboard. Shadowcats lead by 7, 11-4.
Josh, it has not been Preston Center's day.
No, it has not. As the Shadowcats have really seen him well. And 2 2/3 has given up 6 runs. First pitch to Ryan Sessions. That one misses away. Counts 1-0. And just the 2 walks offered by him, too, so the Shadowcats just really teeing off on him. Of course, Tyler Sessions legitimately just teed off on him. I don't think I've seen a ball hit that far here at Veterans Field.
Was that 430s or 460?
No, 360.
360. There was the one to the deepest part of the park, but I don't know how far that shot. We've had some close to 400 here.
But that ball cleared the, at least in terms of looks, I should say. That ball cleared the sweets.
Furthest to right. No doubt about that.
1-0, that one misses inside, counts 2-0. For those of you who don't know the configuration here at Veterans Field, there's 3 sweets tucked in right field in the corner. But that one, it wasn't like it was hit to the corner. 2-1, way high. Slipped out of the hand of center. Crowd gives a reaction to that one. Adam Sonero, our in-house PA announcer, and DJ having some fun with that one.
Yeah, he is. I don't know.
He heard the critiques from you, Will, in our last game when it was Tyler Atnip who was the interim PA announcer and DJ whenever he came in while Adam Sonero was on vacation. And
we both enjoyed.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. Now Adam Sonero bringing his beats here. 3-0 the count. Pitch to Sesh. That went down Broadway. Counts 3-1.
The PA announcers putting their own flavor on the game. I
like it. Yeah, I like it. Why not?
It makes college ball, semi-pro ball, minor league ball that much better.
3-1. Ryan flares this one shallow left center field. Marshall and Lunsford come in. It's the left fielder Marshall who's under it, makes the play, and that retires the side. Not before the Shadowcats get 4 runs on 2 hits in the bottom of the 6th. Shadowcats lead 11-4 as we go to the top of the 7th, leading by 7. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network and watching on TCL TV.
Welcome back, Shadowcat Nation. We're here, Sherman, Texas. Beautiful Veterans Field. Night has fallen. Sherman leads it 11-4. We've entered the 7th inning. This one has had a whole lot of offensive fireworks. Tyler Carnes gives the ball to Hunter Rogers. Carnes completes 6. First offering from Rogers, the big righty. That misses outside, 1-0. Faces Tyson Brooks, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Rogers, an ERA of 27. He struggled finding the zone. So the 0-1 is upstairs. 2-0. 13 walks on the season. He's only pitched in 4 innings. He's given up a long ball once. Now Brazos Valley's hit 2 of those today. As the 2-0 is up and in, 3-0. At risk of walking the leadoff batter aboard. Rogers stands a hunky 6'7", 215. 3-0. Up and away, a 4-pitch walk to start the outing. Sent Tyson Brooks down to first. 1 on, start the inning. Sherman leads it 11-4. Well, that is the first base runner that has reached for Brazos Valley from the 5 to 9 holes. They are now a 1 for 11. First pitch to the new batter, it's the lefty Blaine Lucas. Lucas also 0 for 2 on the day. Last time up, flew out to center. Rogers a check to first. Deals home. That one misses, so 6 straight balls to start his outing. Then a 2-0 count. Shadowcats facing elimination. A loss means no chance at the playoffs. The 2-0. Runs inside it, hit him. Hunter Rogers has yet to throw a strike. 2 batters face, 7 balls, and a hit by pitch. Sherman still leads by 7. They've scored 11 runs on 8 hits, courtesy of 4 Brazos Valley errors. Meanwhile, Brazos, 4 runs on 3 hits, courtesy of a single Sherman error. Rogers deals home to the new batter. It's Jax Marshall. That one misses. 1-0. His leash is short as there's already action in the Shadowcat bullpen. With 2 on, nobody down. Marshall in a 1-0 count. The pitch. Curveball finally finds the zone. It's even at 1 apiece. Hunter Rogers just has really struggled with control, slowed it down to 83. And if you're Marshall at the plate, just daring him to throw strikes. The 1-1 is fouled straight back. So Shadowcats, a chance of retiring the first batter of the inning. Marshall in a 1-2, 2 aboard.
It's frustrating whenever your pitcher comes in after you put up a 4 spot in the bottom half of the inning and lead by 7. You just have to be able to throw strikes. And now Rogers back into the zone.
Righty on righty duel. The pitch. Breaking ball, just missing inside. Count even at 2 apiece. Jax Marshall out of Dallas, Texas. Attends Weatherford College. Hit .282 in his sophomore year. The pitch. Slow tapper to third. This could be 2. The play at second. In time to first. Got him. A double play.
Nice double play.
Sherman has retired 2 via 1 stone. Still 11-4 here, top of the 7th. That being said, Brooks does advance to third.
Number 8, Eddie Castillo.
Well, what a job by Rogers to come back after walking the first 2, calming down, not throwing all too hard, and getting the ground ball. That's exactly what he needed to do. Earlier in the year, whenever he first started, we would have seen those 2 walks mantle into something more. Not this time. Does a good job calming down and getting back into the zone and forcing a ground ball.
Brings up Eddie Castillo, the righty. First offering to him. misses away, 1-0. And I don't fully understand Marshall. He fouls one back and then rolls over one. Clearly, there's some trouble for the Shadowcats finding the zone. This is the 1-0, misses low. If Rogers can't find the plate, why are you swinging at 2 pitches?
Well, he saw the first strike, and that was the pitch that made it a 1-1 count. And then on that 1-1 pitch, it was a pitch right down the middle.
2-0 up and in. So now 3 straight balls to Eddie Castillo.
So I don't blame him for swinging at that one because, again, the pitch was, down the gut, so why not? And then on a 1-2, that pitch was in the zone, so have to swing at that one or else he strikes out.
A 3-0 count here, throwing to put runners on the corners. The 3-0. Cutter found the plate. Castillo wanted ball 4. Now in a 3-1 count. And as for the Bombers, they're 0 for 5, or rather, yes, 0 for 5 with 2 outs as the 3-1 misses low. Runner coming to the plate. He will score. Heads up base running from Brooks. Brazos Valley trails at 11-5.
Now batting number 3.
What was it that you said, Will, that you've seen this movie before?
Same exact recipe. First game of the 2-game set here in Sherman between Brazos and Sherman. The Shadowcats were up by 6. This was in the 8th inning. They give up 7 runs, and it was just a back-and-forth offensive duel. The pitch now to the new batter. It's Eddie, or rather, lineup will flip over. It's Reese Lunsford. First pitch, a strike, 0-1. Castillo leads off at first. Lunsford, the lefty. He's had a successful day. He's scored twice. 0-1. Swung on, back up the middle. Felstad dives, picks it up, tries to throw on his knees. He'll just eat it. Everybody is safe. Nobody covering the bag at second. And a throw to first would be fruitless. So there's 2 on with 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Sherman leading by 6. Impressive play from Felstad just to get to that ball. As Lunsford scored 2 of 3 times, he's come to the plate. Now on first, can he make it 3? The pitch to the new batter, it's Tiger Donato. That's a strike. And Tiger shreds up the Shadowcats. 3 home runs here at Veterans Field. His time against the Shadowcats in that home-and-home series, a .533 batting average. CO1 would miss his low in a way, 1-1. A .640 on base percentage, slugging .933. He had 8 hits and 7 runs, as well as 8 walks. He hit 2 bombs in that time. Also swiped 6 bags just to boot. The 1-1 to him, misses low and away again, 2-1. Chance to do more damage after his homer. His home run, though, was in the 6th. That was last inning. Started to see Tyler Carnes well. Now facing Hunter Rogers, who is liable to toss a meatball. The 2-1. Ooh, his eyes lit up there, fouling it off. A cutter right down Broadway with not a whole lot of movement.
That one hit the lights. Hit the lights and then carry him all the way back to Lunsford on first.
Lunsford on first, Castillo on second. A 2-2 count to Tiger Donato. Rogers deals home a breaking ball that never broke. Carnes fields, he won't throw to third as the runners advance. 2 runners in scoring position as the count runs full. Rogers is all over the place. Would say ineffectively wild, Josh, would be the way to describe this. He got the double play ball, which is as perfect as you can get in that situation with 2 on.
And if you're going to be wild, might as well make it effective, right?
Exactly. But payoff pitch on the way as he shakes off. Now agrees. Set at the chest. Kicks, deals, bounced it in the dirt off the match of Carnes. Carnes lets it roll all the way back to Rogers. So now the bases are juiced.
Now batting number 18.
2 down, Sherman leads by 6. But this lead nowhere near secure.
And Rogers, lucky that one didn't get past Carnes, as that was about a 54-footer that hit the face mask of the Shadowcats catcher, and lucky that that one just carried him back to Rogers on the pitcher's mound, making sure that Castillo can advance from third.
TJ Pompey, first pitch to him, just misses, 1-0. Pompey, the Arkansas product, won SEC Player of the Week. This was back April 13th, towards the tail end of their college season.
Just means more.
Just means more, the 1-0. Bounced in the dirt, runners stay put. A lot of motion in the Shadowcat pen. Hunter Rogers struggling for consistency here. He's got to let his defense do the work, but this Brazos Valley team still a threat to go yard. Pompey playing in his first game with the Bombers.
6 batters in this inning, 4 free bases.
Pompey had 15 homers with Arkansas this year. With the bases juice, what can he do? The 2-0 upstairs, 3-0. Rogers at risk of walking in a run. This is same exact script as the first game of that 2-game set that went 17-15 in favor of the Bombers. The 3-0. Swung on, driven deep to left center field. Moya's got a read on it, to the track, to the wall. He makes the play. A loud out, strands the bases loaded. Sherman still leads it 11-5. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Radio Network and watching on TCL TV. Welcome back, Shadowcat Nation. Bottom of the 7th, Sherman leading 11-5. That'll bring up Jarrett Halter, playing second base today. He's bounced between second and third in his time with the Shadowcats. First offering to him, up and inside, it clinks off his shin guard, rather arm guard. He'll take a base. Preston center. Preston struggling right now.
Halter's heads down to first.
Third free base, but through 3 innings of work, he's given up 6 earned runs. Now leadoff batter is aboard. Jarrett Halter in the middle of a slump. He's been 2 for 18. Not the guy you want to give up a bag to without making him put the ball in play. Preston center, the big righty, returns to work against Ricky Riquejo. An RBI single in the 6th. First offering to him, fouled back and out of play. 0-1. Sherman's leadoff batters been pretty effective. 5 for 7 on the day. Other hand for Brazos Valley, 3 for 7. And started rallies early in innings. They've come around to punish with 11 runs. Also, courtesy of 4 errors from Brazos Valley. Team that came in the bottom half of the TCL in terms of errors allowed in games. Today, 4. The 0-1 in the dirt. Runner goes to play at second. Got him. Brooks hoses Halter. There's one down here. Sherman still leads it by 6 in the bottom of the 7th. We'll resume the at-bat with Ricky Riquejo. It's in a 1-1 count. Now bases are cleared. So much for getting the leadoff man aboard. Riquejo's mindset, we'll see if it changes. The 1-1. That one on the outer half of the plate, 1-2. Riquejo has found himself in the 9-hole and the leadoff spot. Today in the 8-hole. He's hitting 174, 7 RBIs. The 1-2 misses away. Count even at 2 apiece. Cahill looking for his 9th hit. The pitch. Liner, right field foul. Dinking off the bleachers. Center struggling to command the zone. See, hit a guy with the pitch. He's got him in a 2-2 count now. Riquejo, the designated hitter, is going to have to shorten up against the righty. Josh, Brazos Valley coming in 3 straight losses. It's the 2-2. Oh, all the way up, all the way away. Count goes full.
Second time we've seen that from Center.
I wonder if he has a blister on one of his hands either already or forming.
He's looked down at that hand a few times, yeah.
Because that's something, well, maybe he's just looking down to be like, what's wrong with you? Why have you betrayed me? My own right hand. Et tu, Brute.
His right hand is not his right-hand man.
But no motion in the bullpen, so he's staying out there. Payoff pitch. Swung on, slow roller to second, fielded by Lucas, throws to first in time. 2 down here, bottom of the 7th. Sherman leads it by 6.
That'll bring up number 27, Spencer Bass.
Brings up Spencer Bass. Bass's last time up a single and came around to score. Switch hitter settles in the left-handed batter's box, facing the righty center. First offering. That one, a strike, 0-1. Center started the game, or rather, not center, but it was Hogan Shelby, fastball pitcher, threw only heaters. The 0-1, liner, left field base hit. Bass makes the turn at first, and he'll be satisfied with that. Marshall relays the ball in. 2 out, single for Spencer Bass. That flips the lineup over for Bubba Moya.
Nice piece of hitting. And again, a guy who's struggled. That's just his 4th hit on the year. But again, he's found a way to get on base. He's gone on base twice today, or actually 3 times, but only 2 to his on-base credit with the walk and then the single.
First hit to the lefty, Moya seared to short off the glove of Tiger Donato. He knocks it into third base territory just behind the bag, so everybody is safe on what likely would have been the last out of the inning. Another error, and cannot imagine that Ryan Targach, Brazos Valley manager, is happy with what he's seeing.
No, and the official ruling in-house here is that that's another error. So that's 5 errors now for Brazos Valley. That's just, that can't happen if you're any level of baseball.
Josh, ahead of the game, I'm going to the Brazos Valley dugout to get the lineup, and their manager, Targatch, very nice gentleman, hands me the card, and I'm like, there's no positions on this lineup card. And he's like, oh, my bad. And he starts to say something. It sounded like he was about to say, oh, well, I was like, oh, I yelled, I jokingly
Sounded
said-
like he maybe didn't want you to hear what he was about to say.
I started to say, oh, it's okay if y'all don't want to play with the defense today. And he said, well, we might not. And then he stopped himself. And I just wonder what's going through his head now after 5 errors have plagued his team today. TCL's best in a hole. Now Felstad, the lefty, settles in. First pitch to him, a ball, 1-0.
I wouldn't throw him anything to hit here.
No chance. Power bat already short porched one today. Sherman leads it 11-5. There's runners on first and second. Moya today, or rather Felstad today, 3 for 4. Candidate for some post-game prizes.
Now, we've talked to him too many times.
The lefty awaits the pitch. That one's a strike, 1-1. Off-speed pitch from center. And Felstad, a hard out. He was retired on a flyout to center in the first. Since a single, a homer, and a single again, all 3 coming across to score. The 1-1 gets behind him.
That going between the legs of Felstad?
Looked like it just snuck behind his heels.
Odd pitch.
Odd pitches. We've seen some rough misses from center. There's action, the bullpen now, possibly his last batter. A 2-1 count with 2 on and 2 down. Center kicks, deals. That one's upstairs. Count goes to 3-1. And this is the moment where you either go your challenge pitch and say, I'm going to find the zone, go get it, or you just try to paint and maybe give a little leeway to the walk. That being said, Lang Hennig behind him, a heavy hitter. The 3-1. Swung on, driven, right center field. Castillo going back to the track. It one-hops the fence. Bass comes around to score. Moya chugging for the plate. The relay throw is cut off. It's a stand-up double for Zach Felstad. Scores 2 runs. Sherman leads it 13-5 in the bottom of the 7th.
That brings to the plate left fielder number 4.
At that point, when it got to 3-1, again, why throw him anything? This is a guy who's tormented you today. He was 3 for 4 entering that bat with a home run and 2 hard-hit singles. Why throw him anything? And he torches you with an RBI double. Guy's hotter than red hot. And I think center facing the brunt of that. But what a swing by Felstad, who that ball might look like a disco ball to him here on disco night.
Center's day is done. 3 2/3 innings of work. He's given up 8 earned runs. No strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches. All of this on 64 tossed. Sherman leads it 13-5. Pitching change coming up after the break. Welcome back, Shadowcat Nation, here in the seventh, which is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. It's a pepper thing. Sherman had 2 on, cleared the bases via Zach Felstad double. Now John Langhennig on to hit. The righty fouls off the first offering from the new pitcher, Aiden Reed. The righty, going to be a rising freshman at Temple College. Just 19 years old, appearing in his first game with the Bombers. He's got a fastball that can reach up to 92 miles an hour. The 0-1, upstairs, 1-1.
Same age as Jason Tatum.
Same age as me. The 1-1. Breaking ball up and away as Felstad will steal third rather. Scamper over, looking like Captain Jack Sparrow. Staring at the ball, just a little scurry. See, he swipes the bag, no throw. Runner on third for the young gun. Righty on the mound, standing at 6 foot, a lean 180. He's got the potential to be special. The 2-1, cut on and missed, was hacked at on a ball in the dirt. Langhennig in a 2-2 count. 2s across the board is now Reed's gonna take a breather, hands on his knees. Oh, and he might be letting something out.
Why are we the cursive?
His second time.
That's the third time. No, the third time, no?
Yes, it is the third time. As Reed is gonna need some time to himself behind the mound as he's really leaving it all out there.
Bryce O'Quinn is walking in from the bullpen. He says, it's not just me. Oh, man, we hope Reed's okay.
Reed is okay.
Felstad
O'Quinn in the first game of the year.
Yeah. There was one, I can't remember who, whenever opposing team came by. That is, I mean, I think Reed, as how ironic, it's Bryce O'Quinn to bring him out some water. I think Reed has the best excuse because this is the hottest game of the year, by far. Bryce O'Quinn, from what we heard from Isaac Davila, was because that he just didn't get enough to eat before the game. And
since O'Quinn is the Shadowcats' leading reliever, he's third in innings pitched for the Cats. He's become a workhorse. So maybe a good thing, getting the bad juju out of your system.
Well, Reed seems to be okay.
Reed.
Not the only thing. Baseball is not the only thing he's throwing up here in the top of the 8th inning. Brought to you by Jake Shockley State Farm.
We resume the 2-2. Up and away. Felstad to the plate. Nobody's covering. Oh, Reed must have felt it in his stomach. Sits home on that one. Should have been at the plate. Sherman scores a run. It is 14-5. Bottom of the 7th. That's a base running from Zach Felstad. He's now scored 4 runs today.
Shouldn't have pitched to him.
It's a bad day to be a Bombers pitcher.
It's a bad day to be a baseball when Zach Felstad's at the plate.
This is true. The 3-2. Topper foul. We'll do it again. Langhennig battling away. He's got a pair of extra base hits on the season. He's only played offense in the second half. Today he's 0 for 3 with a ribby. It was a sac fly to right. He also struck out. Payoff pitch. Runs up and in. So after throwing up, throws away a batter. A walk offered with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th, and Sherman leading by 9. Four straight Shadowcat bats have reached. The last 3 to reach scored. Now Langhennig assumes that mission. Tyler Sessions to the plate. The lefty takes 1-0. Lefty deep to right, went yard, his 3rd homer of the season. Now it's got Langhennig dancing on first. The pitch. Misses low. So after throwing 2 balls in the last count, then Reed 2 straight to start this next at bat. And the pivot point in between it all. Oh, if you look out there or maybe walk out there, you might smell it. The 2-0, Tapper foul, 2-1. Reed back in the zone.
I find it peculiar that Tyler Sessions hasn't found a place to play yet next year. And now I've heard that he has offers and that he really wants to go D1, but
He certainly has.
I feel like he has the talent to be a no doubter at like a pretty competitive D1 school.
Reed's gonna take some time to himself once more. Oh goodness me. Sessions chilling in the box, waiting his turn. Langhennig on first. Having a chat, I believe it's Caden Poles, the first base coach today.
Done intentionally, apparently. After he got into it with some Brazos Valley players back in Brazos Valley.
The 2-1. Upstairs, 3-1. He got into it with some Brazos Valley players back in that away string they had.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the story? Off the
Well,
top of the head?
apparently what happened was he got into it with Hogan Shelby, who was today's starter.
3-1. Liner, right field. Oh, and Castillo was right there. He dropped the ball. Langhennig turning for third. The play at third.
And he's safe.
And he dropped the ball again. Oh, the error bug has bitten Brazos Valley. The second time today, the Bombers have had 2 errors in one play. A fly to right, dropped by Castillo. It was right at him. Oh, goodness. Now, action in the bullpen for Brazos Valley. Some more water for Aiden Reed. Runners on second and third.
I'd be throwing up if I saw that play too. That's an out in 2 ways there. First, the ball just pops out of Castillo's glove and right. I mean, there's no way to put that other than that ball was at his chest. It was in his glove, and then it fell out of his glove. And then the cherry on top, as you can see the picture right there, it was a strike delivered by Castillo. He did a good job of not making one mistake mount into another. And he had Langhennig dead to rights coming to third. And then Pompey dropped the ball. Like, that throw was on the money, and the ball just popped out of Pompey's glove.
And if you were Aiden Reed on the mound, you
have to be sick.
Furious. Well, he is sick. Josh, he is sick. He's throwing up. That's how upset he is.
That's absurd. 7 errors in a game? That's it. That's unacceptable. If I'm Ryan Targash, I'm absolutely livid right now because 7 errors is, run until you throw up worthy.
First pitch now to Cole Carnes inside. Had to shield away from that one. It's 1-0 to the catcher and a 1-2 count.
That's just insane. I don't think I've seen a game as unclean as this one.
The 1-0. Fouled straight back, count even at 1 apiece. Well, Josh, Sherman had a game
Not
with
7 errors.
6 errors.
Well, I guess my point still stands.
4 of which all fell on one player.
And my point still stands.
But what we've seen from Brazos Valley today, they are really gunning for the most errors by a team in the TCL. And they are going from the bottom of that ranking. They were third least. Now they're tied for second.
That's unacceptable. 7 errors in a game.
The 1-1. Liner, center field. Lunsford's got a beat on it. Will he make the play? He will. And he does. 2 stranded. Errors all over the place. Sherman leads at 14-5. We're going to the 8th. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Radio Network and watching on TCL TV. Shadowcat Nation, the 8th inning is brought to you by Grand Slam Grill. Grand Slam Grill, ballpark food done right. Well, if you're Sherman, you like what you see. 14-5 lead in the 8th. Courtesy of 7 errors from the visiting squad. And what a kind thing to do. Visiting team.
7 errors, 7 walks, and a hit by pitch.
Now, Josh.
15 free, well, 15 in a sense free bases, and
Josh,
then
14 runs have been scored today. 4 unearned.
That's it?
Seems like it should be a lot more.
Leading off number 7, Dave.
And I somehow don't believe that. I do believe that Hunter Rogers is back on the mound. The big righty keeps dealing for the Cats. Face off with Gage Kuyers. Kuyers killed one earlier in the game. It's a solo shot. A strikeout or home run hitter. First offering to him. Upstairs at the chin, 1-0. Kuyers still hitting .273 despite leading the TCL in strikeouts by a single player. The 1-0 runs inside. Ooh, nearly got him. Count goes to 2-0.
Did that not get his jersey?
I thought it did. I really thought it did.
He also didn't protest it.
This guy's got to learn from the World Cup. The 2-0. This is low, 3-0. Nothing more frustrating than pitchers not finding the zone to the leadoff batter. It's a recipe for disaster. It's the 3-0. Whoa, all the way up. Kuyers works a walk, so 18 walks for him on the year. He trips out to first.
Brady Sullivan.
One aboard. Sherman still leads it by 9. Josh, a guy who struck out, TCL leading 42 in a season. Challenge him with pitches. Challenge it, even if you have to take something off. You gotta challenge him.
Yep.
No win, no lead, nothing safe here in the TCL until the final pitch is thrown. First offering in the dirt, runner goes to second. The throw gets into center field. Kuyers swipes second, now taking third on the throwing error. Sherman sees a handful of errors the bottom half of the 7th. They say anything you can do. I'll try to do better. There's an error to start the inning. So, runner on third. Kuyers now threatening Sullivan at the plate. And like I was mentioning, Sherman gave up 8 runs in 1 inning before to Brazos Valley. The pitch inside, 2-0. And Brazos Valley, an offense hitting just under 250. They're slugging at 370. They're second in runs per game in the TCL, the 2-0, upstairs. So, finding the zone.
Okay.
2-1. Rogers works a call, the big righty dealing in. The 2-1. Misses away, 3-1. And the Bombers today are now in second in terms of most errors by a TCL team, but they've also tied the Generals for most home runs in the season. The 3-1. That one finds the zone, 3-2. Rogers effectively wild, ineffectively wild per critics. Either way, he got out of the last half inning, only allowing a run. The payoff pitch, that's out and away. So runners at the corners. Last time he worked a double play that saved his ERA. See what magic he can divvy up right now. So walk is issued to Sullivan. Runners at the corners. I'll bring up Brooks. Tyson Brooks out of Maypearl, Texas. Ready for the righty-righty battle. First offering. That one in the zone. 0-1. See, he took some speed off the fastball with that one. He threw it 84. And then he found the zone. When pitchers try to rip their arm off, that's when they get wild. The 0-1. Chopper over the reach of Rogers, but this could be two. Flip to second for one, on to first. Gets away from Sessions at the bag. Goes out of play. Meanwhile, Coyers comes across to score. Sullivan out on the fielder's choice at second, but Brooks will take two bags, courtesy of the throwaway.
That was almost a really pretty double play, but that one just a little bit out of the reach of Sessions at first. Adam, what?
The heat is getting to everybody today. It's sitting at 92 right now. And I have to admit, it looks to be some fog as the first offering to Lucas. And Lucas takes a strike, 0-1. It feels kind of foggy. It feels humid like we're in Houston. Thankfully, we're not. The 0-1. Bounced in the dirt, gets away from Carnes. Runner will scamper to third on the passed ball. Brooks should have been thrown out in the double play, but the throw gets away. He gets second uncontested on the free advancement. Now swiping third on the pass ball. Same recipe. Coyers, a walk, gets to second on a steal. Ball goes into center field. He swipes third and then came around to score. Now it's 14-6. The 1-1 to Lucas. Tapper foul. And forgive me if I may have just a little bit of PTSD.
I don't blame you. This game's far from over.
It is far from over. Sherman leads by 8. Same amount they led by and then lost the game to against Brazos Valley. They need Rogers to get out of this inning with a runner threatening at third. The 1-2 misses away. And wonder when Manuel will go to the pen. Rogers, his pitch count getting up there. 44. The 1-2. Swung on and driven to center field. Moya's got a beat on it, calls everyone off and makes the play. Runner tagging from third. He will score easily. Sherman's lead chopped. It's 14-7 Sherman. Bit by bit, Brazos Valley will not go quiet into the night. There was no 12 to incorporate there, but my mother is listening. She may be happy. 12th night reference. Do not. Okay.
You're not one to talk.
It's literature. First offering to Jax Marshall. A strike. You probably had to read that one in high school.
I don't think so, no.
Our producer, Sam Johnson, nodding his head.
What book was it?
That was 12th night.
Oh, I haven't read it.
The 0-1. Right down Broadway. Rogers finding the zone 0-2. Jax Marshall 0 for 3 on the day, part of the unproductive bottom portion of the Bombers lineup. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. 7-8-9 for the Bombers. On the day, they're 0 for 9. Potential to be 0 for 10. Brazos has really struggled with 2 outs. 2 outs that are 1 for 7 today. Uncharacteristic for such a high-flying offense. 1-2 and misses upstairs. Ballerina count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rogers trying to find the zone. Can he get out of the inning? Dancing, the 2-2. Cut on and miss, strike 3. The big man blows it by him. Sherman out of the 8th. They lead it 14-7. We're going to the bottom half. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Radio Network. And if you're watching on TCL TV. We're here for your 8th inning Shadowcat scoreboard update. Across the TCL, San Antonio leads Baton Rouge 2-1 at the bottom of the 5th. Acadiana leading Abilene 9-4. That game is top 7. Lake Charles up on Victoria 12-6, top of the 8th. And here in Sherman, Texas, the Shadowcats lead it 14-7. We're on the bottom of the 8th. Sherman leads it. Shake Shockley State Farm. Call 903-462-0152 for your local agent for home and auto in Denison and Sherman. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Welcome back, Shadowcat Nation. We're here in the 8th inning. Sherman lead it 14-7, courtesy of some sloppy ball by Brazos Valley. We're here after a quick pitching change. It's Ethan Blakeney on to pitch for Brazos Valley. Ethan Blakeney appearing in his first game with the Bombers. Blakeney on the season. He's out of Plano, Texas. First appearance for him. He faces Ryan Sessions, righty on lefty. Sessions southpaw, stands into the box, 0-1. Blakeney on after no support was given to Reed on the mound. After he left it all out there, gave up a couple of runs. The 0-1 is fouled out of play, 0-2.
Will, I think if you were also to ask Ethan Blakeney who his favorite high school teammate was, Josh Rajanov seems to be a common thread. I don't know. Like, I think he's just a good guy. People like him. His old high school teammates.
0-2. Bounced in the dirt. 1-2. Nice guy to play with. Was he a pitcher in high school?
He was a pitcher and a hitter.
Okay.
And then whenever he went to JUCO, became a pitcher only. He's always been a fiery guy on the mound, a guy who can get up to the mid-90s. The question is the control factor for him.
1-2. Home. That one misses, 2-2.
But when he's on, he has always been one of the tougher guys to hit against. A righty who throws in the mid-90s and has a very, very sharp curveball, as you just saw in that last pitch. That ball bit very quickly.
Set, kicks, deals. Heater at 90, misses up, so full count. Ryan Sessions, a piece of his game that's gone away, 14 hit by pitches in June. Since opposing pitchers have been a little more friendly, he's only been plunked once.
I think he'll be okay with that.
And that was against Brazos Valley, the payoff pitch. That one runs inside and hits him. Oh my goodness. Call it a commentator's curse. Call it whatever you like. The leadoff man is aboard via the hit by pitch. Sherman leading by 7. Ouch. Oh, might also
That's on you.
That's
on you, Will.
sorry, Ryan, but you get a base out of it. You get a base out of it.
Instead of Ryan Sessions gifting me a home run because I beat him in golf, you gift him a hit by pitch because he didn't show up to golf today.
I had work. I had work. What do you want from me?
Work, schmirk.
I do serious things for serious things, you know. It's important stuff.
Oh, yeah. So important.
Blakeney deals home to the new batter. It's going to be Jarrett Halter. Pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. So Ryan Sessions, leadoff man aboard. Brazos Valley just hasn't been able to retire the leadoff guy. That's been a big piece for Sherman. It's the 0-1 liner, center field, loops in for a base hit just in front of Lunsford in center. Oh, Lunsford had a beat on it, but that ball just died out on him, and there's two aboard, nobody down here in the bottom of the eighth. Good piece of hitting from Halter. Like I was saying, the leadoff man 6 for 8 today for the Shadowcats. And with runners on and less than 2 outs, Sherman's also 4 for 5. Producing to the extreme today as they lead 14-7. First pitch to Ricky Riquejo in on the logo, 1-0. Sitting at 88-89. It's rough going for Blakeney. It's the 1-0, swung on, driven, right field base hit. Will they send Sessions? At first they will. The throw to the plate in plenty of time. Ryan Sessions was out by a country mile. Good relay throw from Castillo and right. Runners steady up at first and second. That was an aggressive go from Ryan Sessions, and we've seen him make a few base path errors so far, Josh.
And that time Sessions, he was sent by Davila, so whenever we talk to Isaac post-game, the guy who doesn't like to claim all the mistakes at the plate, I wonder what he'll say this time because you could see him pointing, telling Sessions to go. Didn't give him the stop sign, but I thought that was a very aggressive send, especially because Castillo in right field has shown off his electric arm all evening.
Spencer Bass back up to the plate. First pitch to him. Clipping the outer portion, 0-1. Officially 1 for 3. Although he walked back in the second and hit into a double, or then was part of a double play. It's the 0-1. Cuts on and misses, 0-2. And he struck out in the third, singled in the sixth, although there may have been an error. They ruled it an error, the 0-2. Chopper rolling to first, just bounces foul. A generous lay off an infield hill. He stays alive. But Bass, call it an error, call it a single, both of which came around to score on. And that's why Sherman's leading 14-7. They called an error. Well, there have been 7 of those today. Called a single. Sherman's hit 12. Now with runners at first and second and only 1 down. Blakeney deals home. This one served in the left field, a definitive base hit. Davi at third base holds the runners up. Bases are loaded, and the lineup flips over.
Big time insurance runs. Will, we've said it, I don't know even how many times on this broadcast, how no lead is safe, and insurance runs never hurt.
Insurance, never a bad thing. Bubba Moya looking for some fortitude, leading by 7. First offering to him. That one, top of the zone, catching, 0-1. Bases loaded for the Shadowcats. We've seen this before. But Sherman has not quite taken advantage, 0 for 3, although they've worked in a walk. Also a sac fly, the 0-1. That one's in the dirt. Bounces off of Moya's leg. Ricochet from Brooks, the catcher. Good block by Brooks behind the dish. Maybe preventing a run. You never want to get close there. Halter lurking on third. Riquejo, the trail man at second, and then Bass bouncing at first. The 1-1 home to Moya. Check swing did not go. Appeal to the infield umpire, and call is confirmed. 2-1. So the difference in the TCL and the Mid-American League is you wouldn't even be able to appeal in that situation. And I have a hard time thinking dead ahead gives the best view.
It
Either
does not.
way, the pitch. Swung on, liner, left field, over the reach of Pompey at third, a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Rakeo, the trail man. He scores. A 2 RBI single for Bubba Moya. The Shadowcats get some fortitude. They lead it 16-7 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Insurance runs never hurt, and that's a nice swing by Moya. Shadowcats, again, long ball has been very helpful to them today, but in this inning, it's been a lot of just singles, and the Shadowcats doing a good job of just piecing together hits and stringing them together and giving yourself some insurance runs.
And Josh, Bubba Moya officially scored 4 runs today. First offering to Felstad, the new batter. That one's a strike, 0-1. Quite the game for Bubba Moya, as we got a couple guys in position. He's got 2 RBIs on the day as he waits at first. Felstad, the batter, takes a pitch, 1-1. Felstad, he's 4 for 5. He's got a stolen base. Oh yeah, a homer and a double. Also 4 ribbies. Just doing it all, completing baseball. The 1-1. Tapper up the middle, fielded by Donato at short. He flips to second for 1 to first. In time. Double play gets Brazos Valley out of the jam. Sherman still leads it after adding on some insurance. 16-7, we go to the 9th inning. You, my friends, are listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Network. And if you're watching on TCL TV. Welcome back in, Shadowcat Nation. We enter the 9th. You know what that means. Not going to get to say this too many more. Josh Rajanov here to close it out. Josh?
Thanks, Will. Shadowcats leading 16-7 in the top of the 9th inning, trying to close out a victory and stay alive, living on a prayer in the in the Texas Collegiate League, trying to sneak into a playoff spot. When talking to Barry Manuel before today's game, he said that his goal for the team is to either mess around and make a playoff spot or mess around the standings. Hunter Rogers to try and close it out. First pitch into Eddie Castillo, misses high. Want to know the count. If you're watching with us on TCL TV, we take a look at our TCL second half standings. 1-0. That one misses away. And it's very, I guess, tight, so to say, for that second spot. Now, Brazos Valley is very interesting at the top spot of the standings. 2-0, misses inside. So the count's 3-0. Brazos Valley has a 1.5 lead on San Antonio. Now, San Antonio, as of we last checked, 3-0. That one in the zone counts 3-1. winning in their game and threatening to move to 10-6. Brazos Valley, if this score were to hold here in Sherman, would fall to 11-6. 3-1 on the inner half counts 3-2. Then you got Lake Charles, who's in the mix as well at 10-7, and then Abilene and Baton Rouge, just one game below 500. They're in the mix as well, 2 games away from a playoff spot. Payoff pitch misses high, so it's a leadoff walk offered to Eddie Castillo. Acadiana and Victoria have already clinched, so they don't really matter in terms of the second half standings. And then all the way to the bottom are the Sherman Shadowcats. Now, technically still not eliminated. A win today keeps their very, very slim hopes alive. First pitch to leadoff man Reese Lunsford takes down the gut, 0-1. With Castillo on first and no one gone. 16-7, Shadowcats lead in the top of the ninth. But a win does mean the Shadowcats technically still have a chance. 0-1. That one fouled straight back, counts 0-2. But chance is, well, so to put it, a choice word. The Shadowcats would need to pretty much go on and win their last 6. They haven't won more than 2 in a row all year. More than that, they've only won 3 games on the road this year, and after tomorrow, the Shadowcats conclude with 4 straight road games. 0-2 bounced low, so the count 1-2. So, if you were to put a percentage on it for the Shadowcats, very, very slim, probably less than 1%. But it's baseball, and Barry Emanuel says crazier things have happened. 1-2. Pops foul will do it again. So, Will, your thoughts on the standings update?
Josh, Sherman needs a sure miracle.
That's one word.
Shadowcats have no tiebreakers as it stands right now. So they will have to win that second spot outright.
1-2. This one flared down the left field line and slices foul.
Since they finished the bottom of first half standings, Josh, they have to win in the win column to grab that final playoff spot. Got to run the table.
Have to.
Starts
If you run
here.
the table, you end the year 11-13. 1-2 misses low and in. And theoretically, the reason the Shadowcats wouldn't be eliminated, even if they win today, is because Brazos Valley, well, they would still have 11 wins. But again, one loss does it. 2-2, runs inside, barely misses Lunsford at the plate. And that ball just barely trickles away from Carnes, Castillo staying put at first. Full count home. So the Shadowcats have a life. But they are down to their very, very last one to try and make the TCL playoffs. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Lunsford rung up on a fastball at the top of the zone. There's one gone in the top of the ninth. Runner still on first. Shadowcats on top 16-7. But if there is any hope, today's a good start. As Barry Emanuel said in our pregame show, got to take it one game at a time. Got to take it one pitch at a time. And I asked him back, I said, Coach, you hear that all the time. First pitch to Donato. High chopper towards second base. Halter comes in. His only play is the first. Throws there in time. Castillo moves up to second. And Baton Rouge down to their final out here today at Veterans Field. In danger of losing 4 straight. Now, if we can pull the standings back up, you can see Brazos Valley is actually reeling here. They've lost their last 3 in danger of losing 4 straight. San Antonio has won their last 3, and they're about to go on a 4-game winning streak. First pitch cut on a miss by TJ Pompey.
TJ Pompey's a guy who's going to get going quick, though, for Brazos.
A D1 guy at Arkansas. But San Antonio, it's like that one meme, objects in the mirror look closer than they appear. 0-1. That one at the top of the zone. Counts 0-2. Well, San Antonio right there, and if both of these scores were to hold, San Antonio leads and Brazos Valley loses. San Antonio would just be a half game back of that top spot. 0-2. Breaking ball bounced low and away, so the count runs to 1-2. So the Shadowcats, how does that affect all of them? Well, they just need to keep on winning and hope a team ahead of them loses out. And not just a team ahead of them, most of the teams ahead of them. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. Bounce low and away, gets away from Carnes. It allows Castillo to move up to third. Pompey today 0 for 3 with a walk. Hit that hard line drive to left center field. Representing the final hope for the Bombers today to try and end their losing streak. 2-2. Got him swinging. Hunter Rogers gets 2 strikeouts in the 9th to complete 3 innings of work to get the 3-inning save. Shadowcats' hopes still barely alive, picking up a win over the Bombers 16-7 here at Veterans Field. Will, there is some sort of lights. Now, it's not a very large light, but the Shadowcats technically still have a chance and need to win out, and today was a good first step.
Today was a good first step indeed, Josh. You're listening to the Joe Brown Law postgame show. Joe Brown Law, respected, experienced, the lawyers you want on your side. Sherman takes this one a whopping 16-7. This one, time of finish 10:20 here in North Texas. Shadowcats picking up a win at home, and that's where they've done it best. They're 8-10 at home, a rough 3-17 on the road. And Josh has been talking about running the table. Running the table isn't possible for the Cats by just playing home games. They've only got one home game left, and it's tomorrow. Stick around. First pitch for that, it's going to be at 7:05, our Joe Brown Law pregame show, starting at 6:45. But Shadowcats are going to have to go on the road where they're 3-17. They have struggled mightily. It's that 8-game losing streak that has sent this talented Shadowcats squad into the Shadow Realm as they fight back, beat the Bombers, the most decorated team in TCL history, toppled today. Your final score, Sherman takes it 16-7, the final. Sherman 16 runs on 14 hits, courtesy of 7 Bomber errors. Meanwhile, Brazos Valley scored 7, only on 4 hits, courtesy of 2 Sherman errors. The long ball, that's what was working for Brazos Valley today. Didn't work too well for them as the game came down the line. They would fall. As for Sherman, they take this one. Our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game interview coming on the way with him. Shortstop Zach Felstad, Shadowcat defender, turned a handful of double plays today. Got the Cats out of a couple jams. And at the dish, 4 for 6, 4 RBIs, 2-run homer. That was in the 3rd. That ended up helping the Shadowcats top out Brazos Valley. Zach Felstad, your Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game, interview with him on the way. Felstad also came around to score 4 times himself. So an impressive day from the shortstop. He has demonstrated time and time again his advanced professionalism here in Sherman. Shows it off again today. The leather in the field, the leadership, comes to the field prepared every single game, and it shows. Very rarely does he have an unproductive at-bat. He likes to see pitches. Coaches even have to encourage him, hey, if they float you one early in a count, go and get it. He went and got it today for sure. Porched one to right field. Came around to score a handful of times outside of that. Zach Felstad, your Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. The other major piece of this Sherman 16-7 victory, well, you got to look at leadoff batters. Sherman leadoff batters 6 for 8 on the day. And that just sets the stones. You start your rallies that way. You start your rallies, leadoff guy gets aboard, bring him in. It's a steal, it's an error. Brazos Valley, 7 errors on the day. practically donating the Cats the win here, as there were 2 plays with 2 errors. 7 is the final number totaled in the scorebook, but the actual total might be closer to 9, as there were throwing errors, fielding errors, and just absolutely no help for the Brazos Valley pitching. For Brazos Valley, today they tossed 5 arms. Game started way back when, if you remember, Hogan Shelby, 3 innings pitched, gave up only 4 hits, 5 runs, only 2 were earned. That's how bad the free base problem was and the error problem was. Shelby walked 4, struck out 3, one of which looking. Then he gave the ball over to Preston Center. Preston Center took them 3 2/3 innings, and it was a drawn-out 3 2/3 innings. Preston Center ends up as the losing pitcher on today's effort for Brazos Valley. Preston Center gave up 6 hits, 9 runs, 8 of which were earned. That was on 64 tossed. And so, again, Brazos Valley to the bullpen. And they call on Aiden Reed, who only gets 1/3 of an inning, for he's got to be replaced by Ethan Blakeney. Reed threw up on the mound. It was an ugly outing for him. And Blakeney comes in relief and finishes the job, but still giving up hits across the board. Sherman was able to take advantage of the errors. As for the Shadowcat pitching, Tyler Carnes will actually get the W. Carnes, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 4 runs, all of which were earned, 3 walks. He faced 23 batters through 89 pitches, striking out 4. He would give the ball to Rogers to start the 7th. Rogers went 7, 8, 9. Rogers was wild, walked 6 guys, only gave up 1 hit, allowed 3 runs to score, 1 of which is earned, and struck out 3 in the process. Good outing for the reliever, who came into the game struggling to find the strike zone. Still struggling, but closes it out for the Shadowcats in this blowout win, 16-7, the final. Sherman pitching showed up today. Sherman hitting showed up today. 16 runs, the result of the masterpiece. Leadoff batters, 6 for 8 on the day, 4 of which coming on to score. Loading the bases often, reaping the rewards just as frequently. Sherman brought in a handful of RBIs today, scoring all 16 runs. And here joining us on our Joe Brown Law postgame show, it's our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game, Zach Felstad, who again had a 4 for 6 day with 4 ribbies and a 2-run shot to right, as well as some leather shown in the outfield. Josh, take it away.
Thanks, Will. Shadowcats get a big-time victory over the Bombers, and I'm here with our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game, Zach Felstad. Will just said 4 for 6, 4 RBIs for you. Zach, you're a very humble guy. What would you critique yourself today?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go that far, but it was a good game. You know, got some pitches in the zone. Luckily, didn't miss them, and then guys in front of me, guys behind me in the lineups got their jobs done too. So it was a good win all around.
So you're even humble about being humble.
No, that ain't me.
Zach, 4 RBIs for you, including that 2-run bomb. That pitch was, hit on a line, sent on a rope over the right field fence. What was going through your mind on that swing?
Oh man, I was about to yell at Bubba on first to run back and tag because I didn't know if it was going to be caught or not, but it snaked over. And Isaac was telling us before the game, we should have more home runs, and I think that came full circle tonight. That one kind of snaked over. He was telling us that was a 300-foot field, and so I'll take it.
You'll definitely take a swing like that. But all right, Zach, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Even if the distance wasn't there, the ball was hit really hard.
I appreciate it.
And overall, the Shadowcats as a whole, your entire lineup hit the ball hard today. What's it like whenever you see the lineup moving like it was today against 16 runs on another double-digit hit total night?
Yeah, it was fun. It's definitely more fun to be on offense longer than on defense. So, but it's funny you bring that up. Over the weekend, I remember I was talking to Bubba, and it was the kind of the same thing. It felt like every inning he was on deck or getting up that inning, and I felt like the same thing again tonight. So it was a lot of fun.
And you mentioned it's more fun being hitting than being on the field. But on the field, too, you flashed the leather a few times. That one barehanded play whenever it caromed off of Carnes' glove, also rolled a couple double plays. You're so steady at shortstop. What led you to that point?
Yeah, I just think getting some work in every day. I've probably gotten less than I wanted to out here so far, but I just think staying on top of that, and that ball, it was all Tyler Carnes. It wasn't me. It was right to me. So you gotta give him more credit on that.
He meant to tip that ball to you, right?
Yeah. No way I was getting to that. So
Zach, you're too humble. You had a great game today. 4 for 6, 4 RBIs, and thank you so much for joining the show.
Yeah, appreciate it, Josh. Thank you.
Thanks. That's our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game, Zach Felstad. And Will, the Shadowcats, just put together a really masterpiece of a performance.
Josh, the Shadowcats did a 16-7 win. Sherman picks one up. First time they've beat Brazos Valley all season long. Can they do it again tomorrow? We're back here on the Shadowcats Network. You can listen on YouTube and Mixler, ShermanShadowcats.com, wherever you listen. And Josh, an impressive performance from the Cats. Can they build on it? That's going to be the question.
Well, again, the Shadowcats are going to be playing on their last life, and they say cats have 9 lives. The Shadowcats on their 9th, so that's what it's going to take. They're going to need a win tomorrow to keep their hopes alive, as the Shadowcats do take this one, staying alive, 16-7. As we go through our final lines for the Bombers, 7 runs on 4 hits, and again, 7 errors tonight. That is absolutely abysmal for the Bombers, who look to clean that up. And for the Shadowcats, 16 runs on 14 hits, so not only taking advantage of opportunities, but making opportunities for themselves as one. Go along with 2 errors. Shadowcats 16 runs and pick up a win over the Bombers. The winning pitcher, Tyler Carnes, and he moves to 1-3 on the year, but he pitched a beauty. Was also in the running for B-Dub's player of the game. In 6 innings, 4 runs, and just 3 hits given up. Hogan Shelby, the losing pitcher in today's game. The Shadowcats take this one, and Hunter Rogers, by the way, picks up the 3-inning save. So Shadowcats win this one 16-7, as Will just mentioned. Get going again tomorrow as the Shadowcats close out the regular season here at Veterans Field in what is going to be a lot of third-year returners, last time playing at the Vets, so it should be a game full of storylines. Shadowcats trying to pick up the last win of the year here at the Vet tomorrow. First pitch is at 7:05. Be sure to tune into the Resco Welding pregame show at 6:45. That's going to do it for us here at Veterans Field. For our producer, Sam Johnson, and for Will Clifford, I'm Josh Rajanov. Shadowcats win 16-7. Until tomorrow, so long, everybody.